It's time for grassroots racers and fans to gather around. Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show. And thanks for joining us for our landmark 40th season. We are your destination for news and interviews within the Wisconsin racing scene, the upper Midwest, and from the world of motorsports. The Racing Roundup Show is America's longest-running weekly motorsports show held in front of a live audience. You still have time to join the racing crowd for tonight's show. And now, here is the host of the Racing Roundup Show, Jim Trado.
Hey, gang, how are you on this Tuesday night? Glad to have you with us here on the Racing Roundup broadcast. We are live from the Cellar in Oak Creek. It's Oak Creek Automotive Night already. Yeah, it's that time of year. Bobby Goodnecht and his girlfriend Sandy have a birthday June 1st. They share the same birthday, a couple years apart, but they always want to have some fun around their birthday and celebrate with all the Oak Creek Automotive sponsored drivers we have here tonight. So thanks to the gang from Oak Creek Automotive to present.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, Racing Roundup.
Glad to have you with us on this program. We have a lot to cover. Set your DVRs for a Saturday show. I'd like to remind you that CW18 every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. we have our program going there. So make sure you got that locked in for 30 minutes of our Tuesday shows. So tonight's show will be on one of our Saturday programs upcoming. Looking forward to having you kind of interact and share in the fun we have with that show that will produce elements out of tonight to air on a Saturday show. I'd like to thank our sponsors for making this Landmark 40th season special. I want to especially recognize Rick Adams from Adams Towing, who's here tonight. Thank you, Rick, for all your involvement and support and his statewide towing opportunities. Adams Towing is a sponsor of our program. Jiffy Lube, American Foundation Specialist, Full Service Car Wash, Precise Auto and Truck Accessories, ATD Auto Trans Design, and Danny Lynch's Bar are some of the many sponsors we have. So thank you guys and gals for your involvement on the program. Bobby G's in the house. Bobby Goodnecht for 35 years has been the owner and proprietor of Oak Creek Automotive. We'll talk to Bobby about his fun at a racetrack. He's gone to a bunch of them. He's been to Alaska in the last week or so. We'll talk about him and his business and all the fun he gets to do supporting racing throughout the area. We also are expecting to have Ryan Goodnecht on the program. Johnny Sauter's on the way here. Looking forward to seeing Johnny. He's got some sponsorship from Oak Creek Automotive, so the 2016 NASCAR Truck Series champ will be coming down. A lot of racers are going to join us on the program as well, including a driver who's going to be extremely busy this weekend at the Indy Next program is racing this weekend at Road America. It's a home race for Wisconsin's own Yuvan Sundaramurthy, and Yuvan is here tonight. I think we had Yuvan here a couple years ago, but now he's advanced into the Indy Next level. So Yuvan, thanks for being here. We're going to have Yuvan on because it's a huge weekend. It starts this Thursday for track time for the USF 2000s at Road America. Ticket information and schedule is at roadamerica.com. Lots to cover, lots of fun. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We got a train going by. We're in Oak Creek at the Cellar in Oak Creek, 812 West Oakwood Road. Come on down and join the racing crowd. Great giveaways after the show as well. That's the Amtrak, I think. See ya. Going to Chicago for the night. Have fun. We're going to be hanging out here for the next hour and a half or so with some great giveaways after the program. It's Oak Creek Automotive Night. Come on down and join the racing crowd. We'll be right back.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Add value and beauty to your home or commercial property with professional landscaping from Central Services Company, Incorporated. The team at Central Services is their personal choice of over 45 years of satisfied customers in Southeast Wisconsin for landscape design, construction, and grounds maintenance. Call Central Services at 262-548-0005 for all your landscaping and lawn care needs. No job is too large or too small. From lawn fertilization and weed control to award-winning landscape construction and building your backyard patio oasis, Central Services is your full-service landscape company. Call the experts at Central Services at 262-548-0005 for a free, no-obligation consultation at your home or business. Find out why Central Services can provide you with the visual difference in the art of landscaping and lawn care. Call 262-548-0005. Central Services, the visual difference in landscaping.
For your next purge or project, go with the pros. Source Services. Champion driver of Wisconsin Short Track Hall of Famer Dan Source founded Source Services in 1988 with one truck, one employee, and a tireless work ethic. Through the dedicated work of Dan and his employees, Source Services LLC is Southeastern Wisconsin's leading waste container rental company. Dropped and picked up by professionals, you can rent a dumpster for up to 60 days. Source Services sorts and recycles to reduce the amount of waste going into landfills. Go with the pros at sourceservices.com.
Get ready to accelerate your productivity with the Midwest's largest forklift distributor. Walter Inc. offers top-tier brands including Lindy, Doosan, and Bobcat forklifts. With 17 locations across the Midwest, Walter is the go-to source for high-performance forklifts and material handling solutions, and is fueled by a passion for short-track racing. Count on Walter's 60-plus years of experience to increase your productivity. Walter is hiring too. Explore their unbeatable lineup of forklift solutions and more at walterinc.com.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
And now to Cruise Alaska with Making Memories Travel next September. Enjoy an unforgettable 7-day Alaskan cruise from Vancouver on the Norwegian Jade. Juneau and Hubbard Glacier are just 2 of the cities that await you. Hike up snow-capped mountains and witness majestic whales splash in the Pacific. Then come back on board to catch an amazing show, followed by a starlit stroll on the top deck. Breathtaking views, all the amenities, all the memories. Cruise Alaska. Contact Mark at Making Memories Travel today.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome to the Racing Roundup Show. We are hanging out at the Cellar Bar and Grill tonight. It's Oak Creek Automotive Night. Let's give a hand to Bobby Gutenecht, everybody. He's the guy putting the show on tonight, helping us as a sponsor, but getting a lot of his friends here together for us at the Cellar once again. And Bobby, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Good to see you here. I'd like to tell you this portion of the show is brought to you by the Rapina Group, Coldwell Banker Home Sale Realty. List and buy with confidence by going to the Rapina Group to buy or sell your home or commercial property. They can do it all for you. Knowledge is power, higher knowledge. The Rapina Group is ready to sell your home or list your commercial property right now at the Rapina Group. You want to check them out online at rapinagroup.com. That's rapinagroup.com. Bobby, joining us, we've got a couple of special guests here with us. Do you want to do the introductions or should I?
Hey, go ahead.
All right, well. We have with us a couple of drivers that race in circles. It's been a lot of fun watching them for a number of years now. Both have got a lot of wins under their belt and championships in the Mid-American Stock Car Series, as well as the Sportsman class and Late Model class at Slinger. I'll divide up what I'm talking about here. Let's welcome in Bobby Gutenecht's good friends, Jeff Storm and Ryan Gutenecht, his nephew. Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
So, Bobby, you were in Alaska while these guys were racing.
Correct.
What you been up to lately?
Actually, I didn't miss nothing. I didn't leave till Monday, and it rained out the whole Labor Day weekend, so I didn't miss nothing.
All right, so Memorial Day weekend, you were in Alaska.
Correct.
Stormy, what were you doing lately in a racetrack?
I was at the Dells Saturday night, car fights. That was fun.
How was it?
It was all right. We finished ninth, okay? I mean,
all right.
End of the day, it is what it is. I know this was your tire. They're working hard, that ST1, ST2, but, boy, it's just throwing us fits. It's not just me. It's across the board. We went there with 4 used tires to practice on, and we were fine, bolted 4 on for qualifying, and qualified 24th out of 28. Jim was pretty impressive.
And the Dells Raceway Park, by the way, is one of your really good tracks.
Yeah, we run real well there, and so we dug a big old hole in 2 last chance races and won the B main to get in the feature, and started 22nd, and we got up to 12th, and there was a caution. We got our right front flat, came in, changed it, went back out 19th, and got back to 9th. We had a good car. I had it good for the race, good balance. Was digging hard, just kind of ran out of time, honestly. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, but, boy, you hate to do it that way,
I hear you. And Jeff Storm's done a lot of racing, but I know when you go racing, Jeff, you are ready. You go prepared. You're not racing for points. You're racing for the ability, or at least a lot of points, at a lot of different series. You get to go here and there. But when you focus on it, you are prepared when you go. How's that working out for you?
Yeah, generally we do everything in my shop in town there, and everything's ready to go to the best of our ability. things change every day, every week. It seems like different stuff. But we kind of got on something last year, and we stuck with it, and it's been working well. We've had a solid baseline. Like I said, this new tire has kind of thrown us for a little bit of a loop. The first 3 races this year have been just awful. That's about all I can say. But we've got speed there. We just got to get everything together. So it basically boils down to you better have 4 stickers on for practice, so you know what you got for the day.
Gotcha. How about your support group that's with you everywhere you go?
Yeah, it's awesome. My crew, first and foremost, they work hard. It's just a few of us in the shop, and then all the guys at the track. This year we got a new sponsor that came on board, Benson Valley Bourbon out of Frankfort, Kentucky. Just super people. They're really excited. They jumped in with us last year when we went to Florida. They jumped on, and they got a hold of us a couple weeks before the season, so that's a big deal. Of course, Bobby at Oak Creek Automotive has been on the car for the last several years, and we certainly appreciate his support. All the people involved. We got River City Lanes, Bruno's Restaurant, Reber Music across the tail. They've been on our car for a number of years. Old Jerry Wicks out of Wausau, Wisconsin. He always helps out a little bit, and we appreciate him. And everybody involved here. I know I'm forgetting someone along the line, and I do apologize. You caught me off guard, Jim. Sorry.
It's okay. We're hanging out with Bobby Gutneck, Jeff Storm, and let's bring in the third member of our staff right now on the desk here at the Cellar and Oak Creek Automotive Night, Ryan Gutneck. And Ryan, I saw some amateur video from our friend Lance Allen, today's TMJ4. He's in the Slinger. He's on I think he's overlooking turn 3, and the camera is showing into turn 1. There's about 6 cars wadded up every which way but sideways, and you happen to come upon the mess on Sunday night at Slinger. Talk us through how your Sunday went.
Yeah, I had a pretty good view of all that going on. I was actually right behind the start of it, and I thought I was going to be good, and I'm kind of watching the guy as he's sliding up the track, and I'm on the brakes. I'm like, hey, we're good. And then everybody else came following in, and I got pushed into it, but it wasn't bad. There was a lot of worse cars than I was. I bent the wheel, and that was about it. We were able to continue on and restart where we had our spot, so that wasn't so bad. It was just interesting. I didn't realize, until I saw the video, how many cars got involved. I mean, we had 20 cars there, and I bet 11 of them were in that wreck. So
Ryan Gutneck races the late model division at Slinger Super Speedway. He's won a championship there as a sportsman driver and a late model in the same season. Did that hurt or help your points? Because I know as this season wears on, weather's been an issue in the spring. How many nights we're going to get the points race? Those kinds of things as it compounds into nights like we had on Sunday.
Yeah, I didn't even look at points at all the other night. We were driving home from the shop, and Steve, my crew chief, he happened to just go on and look. And we're currently third. We're 14 points out of lead. We still managed to come back and finish fourth on Sunday. So with the weather and everything else, we've only ran 2 times with the late models at Slinger. So we're still in good shape for the rest of the year. I mean, there's a lot of racing left to do this year.
And you guys are also dabbling with a super late model. How's that progress going? I saw you guys on practice day. It wasn't a race day yet, or have you raced it already?
We ran the week before Memorial Day.
Okay.
And that went terrible.
Oh, okay.
We ended up getting a big wreck on that one. It was kind of the same thing as this past weekend where a wreck happened up front and everybody just piled in. And I had nowhere to go, and I slid into Richie Locke and wrecked the car pretty bad. I hit him right with the rear wheel, and it shifted rear end over, bent rear end, shocks, tail, whole 9 yards. So I don't know when we're going to get it fixed. We have been putzing with it, getting it back together, but we'll see. It's been a struggle. We honestly were just planning on learning this year with that. I mean, it's a whole new animal, trying to do bump stops, and that's been a struggle for us, and trying to do that. We started out the race that day on bump stops and then switching over to conventional, and I was way more comfortable in it. And we made the show, and I was just following Jeremy Lepak and Brad Mueller. Seemed like really good guys to follow. Both track champions there, just riding it out, just followed them, and ended up getting a wreck. But that's the way it goes sometimes. It's racing. It's short track racing. So.
Well, it's great to have you on the Racing Roundup Show. Bobby Gutneck, I want to talk to you about your business. Oak Creek Automotive, you've been here now 35 years, is that right?
Yep, in April.
What do you guys don't fix? I mean, you guys fix almost everything, right?
It seems like, as long as it ain't a semi, we're not going to fix the semi. But.
So if it's an 18-wheeler, sorry, Jeff Storm, your family trucking business,
man,
you can't go there to get
here. I thought I had a new mechanic lined up.
But everything else, it's got to be exciting knowing that when you get the chance to go to Alaska, you got a great group of guys and gals in your shop getting it done for anything. Emission tests on up to engine replacements, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. We're trying to get out of the engine replacement, but this doesn't seem to happen.
All right.
Just keep coming in our shop, and we still got them. And a couple of shops that are losing their mechanics at older age and retiring. So we're getting more and more timing chains and head gasket jobs too. So it's just, I got one guy that comes to work. He pretty much punches in and just see him all day. He just fixes big stuff in the back.
That's okay too.
No, yeah,
Get it done.
It just takes longer to get the money, but it does come.
Our show is brought to you by Oak Creek Automotive tonight and every week on the show. We want to thank Bobby Goodneck, Jeff Storm, and Ryan Goodneck for joining us here on the Racing Roundup Show. Let's give them a big hand, everybody. Thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us, Jim.
All right, TV stuff's over. Let's talk business now. Bobby, what's the last race you went to? What's the next race you're going to?
Well, I was there Sunday with Ryan and seeing all the stuff going on with shenanigans and whatever. But I'm home for a little while. I was usually leave for Africa right now, but there's some stuff going on with the guy that I go with. He's got some business up for sale, and he's trying to sell that. So
okay,
just probably going to be end of June, go back to Africa, and then September go back to Alaska to shut the lodge down. But between that, work a whole lot of hours at the shop, and then go help Ryan wherever we can. Or if he's not racing, I usually go watch Jeff or Ryan Farrell, or we've been helping Sauter now a little bit. So if I'm not out of town and Ryan's not racing, I'm going to another track and watch racing.
Doesn't matter what kind, because you sponsor a lot of different racers, don't you?
Right. I haven't been down to Wilmot yet this year, but of course it's rained every Saturday there too. It seems.
I have. Where you been?
I was in Alaska.
So, Jeff, what do you think of the new surface and the new walls at Wilmot with the brand new grandstands from a year ago?
Yeah, I went down there 2 weeks ago with Anthony Neerum and their 410 and for the IRA show. And, it's different. When you stand in the pits and look down the front stretch, it looks like the front stretch is like this. It's just an optical illusion with the wall, I think. I don't know. I don't race on dirt.
Yeah.
It's very dirty.
You've raced on dirt, though.
I have. I've made 8 competitive laps, and then we got rained out. So.
And you're okay with that?
No, I was kind of angry. I was looking forward to having some fun, you know.
All three of you guys have raced the Mid-Am Stock Car Series, which is racing at the Milwaukee Mile, by the way, on Father's Day Sunday. Something you guys all got a chance to do. Ryan, have you ever done the dirt thing?
Yeah, we ran one race up in Beaver Dam on the half mile.
How'd that go?
So after the first practice, I was trying to convince Bob to drive the car because I was not comfortable.
Bob's done a lot of dirt racing, by the way, if you didn't know. Bob's been 25-plus years doing it. Yep.
But we started the heat, and I just followed Jeff Holtz because he had a lot of laps on dirt, running tails corners and whatnot. So I ended up finishing second in the heat and fourth in the feature. And I was fine. I don't need to do dirt again. I got my top 5. I'm good.
Got the box checked off right there.
Yep.
Got a lot better than I did.
Bobby, what is the biggest difference? You got a chance to race dirt and pavement in a given season, I believe, when the Mid-Am was kind of doing a little of both, or maybe you still had some dirt stuff laying around. I know you kind of made the transition to asphalt from dirt, but what's that biggest change for you, knowing the Mid-Am car can do both?
Well, on a dirt car, if you're off a little bit, you can always change something, put more rear brake in the car, change how you enter the corner. If you're off on asphalt, you're going to be off all day, pretty much. I mean, you can't change much on the car to change it, but I don't know. I think my heart's halfway now. I mean, I enjoyed the 12 years at Hales Corners and wherever else we raced, but I did 20-something years in asphalt. And by traveling, we got to meet more people and have more friends like Jeff and Ryan Farrell. All these guys got to have friends through that Mid-Am series. It was incredible to meet the people that way. But I still enjoy going watch dirt racing. The cleaning the cars a lot. You don't have to do that as much. But I don't know. I still enjoy watching dirt shows.
So my nephew Travis Rodall raced the Mid-Ams, and he also raced. I think it was a street stock at the time. He raced at 141 when it was dirt. And actually, he was a pavement guy. So he's like, okay, I'm going to go dirt racing. He lasted 3 nights. He said, man, this is a messy deal. My guys don't want to be here. It's a lot of work. And he went back pavement racing, and he's now racing for Rookie of the Year in the Super Lates at Kaukauna. But when it comes to that network of people, it's kind of cool that when you get through the pits, it's almost like you're at a reunion of sorts every time you go somewhere, right, Robbie?
Well, as long as I've been around, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, met a lot of people. We were just up at Slinger at the open or whatever, and a guy that we used to race with from Appleton, Green Bay area, Ryan Manthai, he was there. We just had a blast, but we haven't seen him in a couple of years, and it was like we never stopped Mid-Am racing. We just started talking about who raced with us and just had a blast there. Sandy kept saying, we got to go, and I just kept talking to Ryan. It was me and James Swan, and just having a good time talking to him. So
I know it's a big deal when you won at the Milwaukee Mile. When the chance comes around again, it's Father's Day for the Mid-Am Stock Cars, the Midwest Truck Series, ASA Stars National Tour, including Ty Majeski and Derek Kraus, and also the vintage cars. What is going to be your role at Milwaukee, if anything, on Father's Day Sunday?
I'm not sure yet. Last year we went to it, and me and Sandy went. We were walking around the pits on Saturday, and we got to Mark Pluer's trailer, and so Mark, who's helping you? He goes, nobody. So I ended up staying and helped him, and we got the car. He was kind of struggling. We got him up to the top 10 in practice, and I said, well, I'll see you tomorrow morning. In the morning, I'll go do some stuff, and I'll see you in the morning. So we get to the track on Sunday morning. Me and Sandy walk around like, okay, Mark was parked here. The trailer ain't here. I thought he must have moved and walk around. Well, that night he got kidney stones so bad he went to the hospital. Never got the race. I said, I wish you would have left the car.
Yeah.
I would have just gotten the car and drove it.
Yeah.
But that was pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Jeff, what are you doing on Father's Day weekend? You had a couple of cracks of the four-barrel, Friday night at Madison and Sunday at Milwaukee. What are you thinking?
That's a great question, Jim.
We're not there yet, are we?
All I can say at this point is neither right now.
Okay.
We're trying to put something together to go to Madison, but both events are a huge costly deal. For a guy like me, you got to do one or the other. There's
Okay.
no way possible of doing both. It's just a 200 laps at Madison is a car killer, and 100 laps at Milwaukee is an engine killer. So I don't know yet. We're trying to put something together for Madison. I need to talk with Greg McCarnes a little bit more and see where we're at and make our decision from there. But we got a lot of work to do at the shop with the car and stuff to get prepared for that. I'd like to go over there and give it a whirl. We generally run well there, and it's fun with the four-barrel.
Yeah.
About 30 miles an hour faster on the straightaway. Corners are still the same.
30.
Yeah, at least.
Wow.
At least, yeah, and you don't realize it, but it is.
Yeah.
It's way quicker.
Wow.
With the four-barrel. You don't go any faster, but you go faster on the chutes.
So the launch.
Yeah, it's for real.
Okay. All right. What would be your next race if it's not that weekend?
Right now on our docket, it would be the 29th of June back at Tells Raceway Park for the Alive for 5 series. We're following them 5 races.
So that's a points deal for you.
That is a points deal for that event. So chasing Ryan Farrell around for that thing. I think we're 7th right now. I don't know where he's at. I know he's ahead of me somewhere. But we've both had a little bit of tough luck over there. But three to go. See what happens. You know.
Yep. Ryan Goodnecht is joining us. Ryan Farrell is an Oak Creek Automotive sponsor driver as well as Adams Towing, a sponsor on his car. Thank you again to Rick Adams for being here tonight. A good buddy of yours, too. You guys get to chum around when you guys go anywhere, right?
Yeah, we got to know them about 25 years ago. We went to Mid-Am racing, and we raced at Plover. And through some of the people that we knew through Dennis Latman and Trickle, they were part of that gig. And we stayed friends from way back then, snowmobiled with them. And so when we get to the racetrack, we get to hang out with them. We go to Florida, hang out with them. Go camping.
Yeah.
It's great time. They're great people, incredible people.
The associates, right?
Yeah, the associates, yeah.
Oh, they have a group name.
I got an associate shirt now, so I'm
Really?
part of the associate. Me and Sandy both got to join.
All right. Someday we aspire
I think
to
we're
that.
honorary members or something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
The associates.
It's an elite club, I guess, Jim.
Yeah. Someday.
Someday.
I'll see the shirt.
Right.
Ryan Goodnecht, you assume all of this because you're around it. Uncle Bobby knows everybody. It's got to be a lot of fun. What is your race plan, whether it be Father's Day weekend or looking forward to racing for a championship at Slinger?
Yeah, I don't know. Father's Day, so my son turns 3 on the 15th, so it's the day before Father's Day.
Yep.
I think we're just going to relax, maybe take the car out, car shows, I don't know. Maybe we'll stop and walk him out, I don't know. But as far as racing goes, I was pretty hot on Sunday after the races, saying I'm not coming back. I was very irritated with what happened on the track, and we're all racers. We all say stuff on Sunday night, and by next Sunday we'll probably be at the racetrack again. So,
Okay.
I mean, you know how it goes.
And who are your supporters and people that help you?
So, like you guys were talking about Mid-Am and stuff, and the people you meet. So we got Hilltop Auto Wrecking out of Wausau that came back on this year, and that's pretty cool because we don't race in Wausau anywhere near there anymore. So it's cool that they're supporting me being in Slinger mainly and stuff like that. So they're back on. Oak Creek Automotive obviously is a big one for me. Cellar Pub. IBW 494. See, you heard
Weston
his
has
name.
made an appearance.
He's ready to go.
He's almost 3, and he's running around like a madman.
IBW 494. Kevin Barker with Barker's Reconditioning. Obermeyer 41. Chemtech Tool. I mean, I got so many people that have supported me for so long now that they're all family to me. It's pretty neat. So.
How about the people that help you?
That's all family too, Obviously, Bob and my dad. Dad's a spotter, and we work out of his shop. And Steve's known me my entire life. He's the crew chief. He's the minds behind it all. My wife is there every weekend with me, and Weston's all about it now too. He's in the shop and dropping wrenches all over the place. And I don't know, might have to find a bandolero or something for him. So we got to talk to Bobby and see what he thinks about that.
I'll find
Great
John.
Uncle Bobby.
I know Johnny's here someplace. I'll see if I can get his car.
Yeah, matter of fact,
I know
Johnny's
the
son is
fastest.
not doing any land.
Yeah.
No, now his nephew is, I think. It might be a while.
Different car.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Well, now we know.
Yeah.
See, we find out things on this show. How about a big hand for Bobby Goodnick, Ryan Goodnick, and the guy in the middle, Jeff Storm. Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us, Jim.
It's a blast. It's Oak Creek Automotive Night. We're in Oak Creek at the Cellar Pub and Grill, 812 West Oakwood Road. And you know what? They make their own pizza, their own crust, their own sauce. It's delicious. I suggest it. Their fish fries on Fridays are amazing. They're amazing. Home-cooked menus are available 7 days a week here at the Cellar in Oak Creek. We're hanging out on Oak Creek Automotive Night. Back with more on this edition of the Racing Roundup Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment is a fully equipped parts, sales, and service dealer of quality mowers, snow throws, trimmers, chainsaws, and more. Olson services what they sell, does warranty service work on big box store mowers, and their expert service technicians are ready to get your equipment running right. Put their stock parts department and friendly, knowledgeable staff to work for you. Visit the racers at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment today at 14323 West College Avenue, just 1 mile east of Moreland Road in Muskego. Olson'sPower.com. Olson's Power Equipment.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And attention contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. And who doesn't like more cash? Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Allis and Waukesha. If you have questions, give them a call. 414-321-4134. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Attention race fans. When you need expert tree trimming or it's finally time for tree removal or stump grinding, there's only one name to call, Making the Cut. Fully insured arborists, Making the Cut has the knowledge and equipment to get the job done right in Milwaukee, Waukesha, and Racine counties. They specialize in removing trees from structures and offer 24/7 emergency storm service. You've probably seen the yard signs. Now it's your turn to request an estimate. Call 414-750-2525 or visit mtctree.com. Make the right call, race fans, when it's time for expert tree work in your yard. It's Making the Cut.
427-1000 American Foundation. Cracks and leaks in your basement, have no fears. We've been fixing those things for over 60 years. Trust and dedication, that's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When we decided to get our crack-leaky basement done, I am so glad we called American Foundation. It gave us a sense of confidence, and it gave us our basement back.
And it was the right choice.
Thank you very much.
American Foundation Specialist has been fixing basements since 1947. Satisfied customers are the future at American. Call American for huge savings at
427-1000 American Foundation.
Precise Auto and Truck Accessories is your one-stop shop when it comes to adding style and functionality to your vehicles. Owner and late model racer Mike Grunberg has 15 years of experience installing window tinting, cat skin leather, seat heaters and seat coolers. There's a million accessories available. Ladder racks, trailer hitches, detailing, remote starters, and more. Precise Auto and Truck Accessories in Wisconsin Dells is a WeatherTech Diamond dealer. Bring your vehicle to the trusted guy, Mike Grunberg at Precise Auto and Truck Accessories.
Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to our program. It is time to tell you that this portion of the show is brought to you by BMRE Electric Carts in Random Lake. Icon e-bikes go 25 miles per hour and 25 miles between charges. And now selling BMR electric scooters and street-legal golf carts. Brad Miller has got it going on as Wisconsin's only Icon electric cart dealer and has in-stock inventory and customizing options available right now on his Facebook page, bmrelectriccartscompany.com. It's also time to remind you about Victory Fuel. These cans here are delicious. There's the Lucky Lemon and Throttle Punch. It's made by Kevin Swindell, who's won the Chili Bowl a bunch of times. His dad, Sammy, a World of Outlaws champion. Kevin designed this drink without caffeine, without carbonation. It's kid-friendly, and it's available now across the nation online at drinkvictory.com. If you want to try some and buy some online, drinkvictory.com, use the code SHOW, S-H-O-W, at checkout, and you save 10%. So that's kind of cool, and the money that the 10% you save goes to us, and we go to racers and hang out with them and have a bunch of fun. So Victory Fuel is bringing us this segment of the program as well. We'll have prize giveaways tonight after the show, including bottles of Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, a set of 4 race tickets to Dell's Raceway Park. It's great entertainment every Saturday night. We have car washes from Full Service Car Wash, an original third-generation, locally family-owned and operated Milwaukee business. That's the upside down, sorry. We got 2 of these to give away tonight. They started in 1986, and they do offer unlimited car washes starting at $14.99 per month. Full Service Car Wash is the best deal for keeping your car clean with locations in Hills Corners, Wauwatosa, Grafton, and West Bend. We also have 2 tickets that thanks to AJ's Small Engine to the Sunday night, July 7th, Midwest Truck Series race at Slinger Super Speedway. We also have 2 tickets to Angel Park Speedway any Sunday night, thanks to Greg McCarns for that. Racing t-shirts, die-cast race cars, and a whole bunch more. And a bunch of cool stuff like these hats from Napa and Bobby Guteneck at Oak Creek Automotive. We also want to thank our friends at Greenfield Gallery, where they're always buying racing collections. Search them on Facebook at Greenfield Gallery Sales. It's time to click the button again. We got 2 very special guests joining us here on the program. Father and son duo for the very first time. And here we go. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show. It's time to shine the light of the Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup Short Track Spotlight on our father and son duo making their first trip here as guests on our program. Anderson's Maple Syrup is a proud sponsor and supporter of World of Outlaws racer Bill Baylog and modified racer Jason Gross. Try Anderson's in your coffee or tea or on your put maple syrup on your ice cream, man. It's delicious. Take it with you with Pure Fuel Maple Energy on the go. Buy Anderson's Maple Syrup online at andersonsmaplesyrup.com or check it out at your favorite grocer. Anderson's, over 95 years of syrup perfection. andersonsmaplesyrup.com. The spotlight now shining on our 2 special guests yet to come on the show. Let's welcome in with a big welcome to Oak Creek Automotive Night, Johnny Sauter and his son Penn Sauter. Guys, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to be here.
Bobby Guteneck's sponsoring your car. He's helping you out in some ways, and you said, you know what, I want to be on the show. And here you are. Thanks for making the drive down.
Yeah, no, this was, unfortunately, we got hung up in some traffic up the road 10 miles or whatever.
So who drove? You or Penn?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
He's not quite old enough yet, so.
Did he drive from the other seat? Dad, move here.
No,
this lane's open.
In fact,
clear, Dad. Clear one.
I looked over at him once, and his eyes were rolled back in his head, and his eyelids were almost shut. So he was sleeping.
You know what? I tell you, I did one trip with a NASCAR driver driving. Back from IRP. It was Ted Musgrave in Eddie Kaluka's station wagon. We went down for the IRP Busch race. Drove down, drove back. Eddie drove down. I thought I was going to die. On the way back, I slept better than I ever had in a car in my life. I never felt the car move. I never felt the car change abruptly. I never felt the lane change. We might have been going 150 miles an hour, but it was the smoothest ride. Penn, is that the case for your dad? Does he drive nice and smooth?
Sometimes. It really depends.
Was he in a big hurry today?
Not really.
All right. Okay, so
you're gonna have to explain to him what a station wagon is, because he.
So it's like a truck, but it's kind of like a car. And there's a bunch of stuff. There's a Pinto wagon out back here if you want to take it for a spin.
Yeah, that's a station wagon back there.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun seeing you guys how you developed, and Johnny, everything you've done in racing, it's kind of cool. You've gotten the chance, and I think looking back, 1998, 1997, somewhere in there, you burst on the national scene, but hadn't raced around here a bunch, and now you get a chance to race around here a bunch. Not only with your son, but yourself in a super late. How much enjoyment do you have racing a lot more back in Wisconsin than you had when you're racing full-time in NASCAR?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, me personally, I missed out on a lot of good racing. You know, just first time I ever raced a Slinger was probably 2015 or 16 in a super late. So, you know, when you look back on it all, and obviously we moved back here 10 years ago already now, but being able to be here locally and getting to go to all these racetracks with him, I feel like I missed a lot. So it's been fun. I've had a blast over the last couple of years, but I'm having more fun racing with him. So it's, you know, but when I'm watching him race, I'm like, well, damn, I need to be the one out there racing too. But it's a different kind of feel, but I'm not done. I still want to race, and I'm going to race if I ever get an engine. So I ordered it last December, and I still don't have it. But needless to say, we're just having a ball. It's just so fun to see him evolve. And he's only 14 years old, but, you know, and I try to think of what I was doing when I was 14 when I'm trying to give him advice, and it's just so different.
It is indeed. And Penn, as you take the big next step, let's rewind to last year. You guys are racing Bandoleros a lot. and you did pretty well. Take us through the list of things you got to win last year as far as championships and series.
Yeah, obviously last year was a very successful year for us. I think we raced, 31 times or so. We won like 26 races. But it's just fun to go to all the different tracks over Wisconsin. Like now moving up into a late model, you can know what you're going to instead of just showing up there. But I think we won like 3 championships or so. It's definitely different being in a late model now than it was last year, but we're adapting to it.
You had a rookie mechanic as your crew chief, the guy that's sitting between us here, and Johnny. You didn't know much about bandoleros, but you guys certainly got good. How many years did it take where you finally said, all right, kid, we had old stuff, but you got to figure out how to work on it and fix it. Now we're going racing, and now we're winning races. How much fun was that progression with your son?
It's just funny to see, and it wasn't that long ago, the first time Bob Hartwig hooked us up with a bandolero, one of his, and said, why don't you just let him come up here and run some laps? So we went to Plover, and he ran laps. And I remember him taking his fire suit after we were done with the day. It was hotter than blazes that day, and he had his jeans still on. I said, hey, next time you put a fire suit on, you might want to take your jeans off. But, and then to just naturally progress and go to all these racetracks multiple times and just see him, struggle and then get better the next week and then finish 5th, and then ultimately you're winning races. It's just fun to see, and I think it's probably different for a dad to see his son have success racing. But, we're just trying to have fun with it. Working on the stuff to me was always just as much fun as going to the racetrack. Sometimes it's more fun, but, the late model we have now is one of my Howe cars from 10 years ago, and obviously Pathfinder did a lot of work with me on it over the winter to update it. But we fixed up an old car, and here we are. So just, it's cool to go back to the Dells, which is what I consider my home track, and to see him race there. That's pretty cool, because it's like, damn, it's almost been 30 years ago. So, but we're just having fun with it. That's at the end of the day, this is about having fun.
And your dad knows a lot more about. Well, at the outset, he knew a lot more about late models than he did bandolero cars. How much change is it for you, and how comforting is it for you knowing you got Dad with all the experience and full-size stock cars helping you in this first season?
Yeah, it's obviously having him help me learn the late model is a lot different, because like last year I had known what to do to the bando, so like when we were going to a new track I could change the gear by myself, but now it's just more watching him to learn, so then like down the road I can do it myself, which I think will be really helpful. Like it's hard to get people to help you nowadays. It's like it's better to be able to know how to do it yourself instead of just having to pay someone to do it.
Or having a bunch of guys that say I can be there only on Tuesdays and you're working late or something. It kind of gets to be a chore. Johnny, when it comes to your race setup, you're racing a super late model. Is it sitting next to the late model, or is it they take turns? How do you guys go about your day to get both of your cars ready? Give me a chance.
No, they're both just pretty much backed into the shop side by side. So, the shop's a big mess. I'm trying to get one of Gene Coleman's cars ready to go race up at that State Line Challenge here at the end of the month. So I've been working on that today, and then obviously we had a fender bender at Slinger the other night, so we're trying to fix that. So got a lot of different stuff laying around the shop, but we're right next to each other and trying to share. Obviously the limited late model setup stuff is quite a bit different than the super late stuff. So I told him as he's learning to race, I'm going to be learning how to work on a car that can't run bump stops, and you're limited on shocks and brakes and things like that. So while he's learning, I'm going to be learning, and hopefully we can figure it out here before too long and start having success. But the shop is full. There's not much room for anything but race cars in there. So,
how about a big hand for Johnny Sauter and his son Penn Sauter for joining us here today on the Racing Roundup Show. That's the first round of applause, guys. It's like a golf match. We're gonna plot after every putt. Just make sure you guys are in the know. But that was a very nice segment we're going to have on an upcoming show on our CW18 Saturday show. When I look at the schedule, I know what my schedule is. Johnny, what does your schedule look like when all of a sudden Al Neese calls up and goes, hey, we need you in the truck in Daytona, like tomorrow?
Yeah, that was a shocker, honestly. But I don't really have a schedule yet. I actually talked to him yesterday. There's some stuff in the works. We'll see what comes down the pike for running some more races. But
okay.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I feel like I'm busier now than I've ever been. It's just always something going on. So, just trying to get him up to speed and trying to get my race car going and all that.
And the three girls, they got to get there at that time
yeah,
too, right?
Yeah, for sure. Last night we were hanging out in the Dells. I didn't even know how it happened. We were in the Dells mini golfing. So me and the three little girls. So that was kind of fun and went out for pizza and all that. But just super busy. I mean, there's just always something going on. So I don't know how to tell people, but I can't believe we're sitting here and it's June 4th. It's just like Christmas is only 6 months away. How the hell did that happen?
Yeah.
But it just happens.
Penn, when it comes to racing now, I know you had a chance to race the bandos as a division that traveled. You got a chance to watch other racers. You got to watch your dad race super late models and now late models. What has that been like now, applying all of that as you watched it, as you're competing in a different class, to now driving a late model against some really good veterans and some young drivers like yourself?
Yeah, I feel like it's always helpful to be at the track or racing at the track before you go there. You don't just show up and say, oh, well, we got to figure this out. Watching him, you can learn a lot. And, like, having a radio, you can learn a lot just by him saying, oh, this could do better, or it could be better by this way. That's very helpful, and I can apply that, like, when we go to the Dells, when he can say, oh, try to lift early and get back to the gas early. That's just something that just helps me get better, and you can see it, like, when you look at the stopwatch.
How many tracks have you been to so far in a late model in 2024?
I've raced at 2, and I've been to 4.
Okay.
Yep.
Got some lap times in then, some extra time.
We tried. We went to Plover the other day and ran about 10 laps, and the drive shaft came out of it. That was my fault.
Oops.
And then where else did we go?
Jefferson.
Oh, we finally got to Jefferson. The first time we went to Jefferson, we didn't even make it on the racetrack, and the throttle bearing came out of it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it's all brand new stuff. I just screwed something up.
All
So
right.
I came home and fixed it, and I took him back to Jefferson, and he probably ran 50 laps that night. So we tried to go there and race Saturday night, but it rained out. So we drove up to the Dells and watched that, and then we said, hey, let's go to Slinger and give that a whirl. So we're gonna get around, that's for sure.
So knowing that it's kind of an option, because you guys have a choice with late models kind of being the same rules everywhere, where do you think you're going to race next, Ben?
I'm hoping to go to the Dell Saturday. I've raced there twice now, so I think, like, I can just keep applying stuff to get better and better, and you can see it, like, every week. We're picking up just a little bit of speed, finishing a little bit better, and I just hope we can go back there on Saturday.
Where can we follow you on social channels?
I got Instagram. I don't really use it.
Who does? Just you?
My mom sets it up for me.
Okay, good. Hey, Courtney's been really good for a long time as somebody that puts out publicity and has a chance to make things good. And even at the NASCAR level, that's where she and Johnny actually were teammates in the Xfinity Series back in the day. She was the PR rep and you were the driver. And then look at this. You guys are married with 4 kids, and she's still helping push that message out and get people involved and getting engaged. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even know what Instagram is. So
there you go.
If somebody told me to go to their Instagram, I wouldn't have a clue how to do it. So
how about sponsors, Penn? Who do you got?
Don's Auto Truck Center, Patio Pleasures, Mobile Towing and Repair, Napa, Cheyenne, Wyoming, Ricky Lemon Trucking. They just all really help us out with going to the racetrack every week. It's obviously not cheap. But, yeah, it's just fun that they can help us out and they can make it out to the racetrack sometimes.
Johnny, when that motor gets back in, what decals are on the side of that 5?
Man, we got Oak Creek Automotive.
Yep.
We got Don's Auto Truck Center in Toma, which has been on there for 20 years. And trying to think, Napa, Cheyenne, and Ricky Lemon's been on there a couple times. So we got people. Hogan Farms has been on there for a couple races. So there's people that want to help. We got to get to the racetrack. So, it's really hard to get parts nowadays. I don't understand it, but that's what they're telling me. So we're just waiting.
All right, great to see you guys both here. I want a big hand for Johnny Sauter and Penn Sauter joining us here on Oak Creek Automotive Night at the Cellar. Guys, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Make sure you sign our Bob Credo Sign Rider backdrop. It's 40 years of this show is going on. We got more to talk about. Indy cars and Indy Next are coming to Road America. Euven Sundermorthy is part of our next segment. He's racing in the Indy Next race. Wisconsin proud Euven Racing is on the show next on the Racing Roundup Show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Contact us on our website, racingroundupshow.com. We'll be right back with more of the Upper Midwest and Wisconsin racing scene, NASCAR, and the world of motorsports.
This Saturday at Dell's Raceway Park, it's Rake Motorsports Night, Wisconsin Dell's premier slingshot rental company. 6 exciting divisions of racing action featuring the UMA late model Sportsman, Modified, INEX Legends, and Bandoleros, along with the Milwaukee Stock Car Racing Series. Gates open at 3, qualifying at 4:30, green flag racing at 6. Get your advance tickets online now at DellsRacewayPark.com. Dell's Raceway Park, located 2 miles west of I-90-94 at exit 85, just off Highway 12. Dell's Raceway Park, Wisconsin's best racing entertainment.
Greenfield Gallery wants to buy your racing collection. Do you have die-cast cars from IndyCar, Sprint Car, or short tracks? Greenfield Gallery wants them. If you have old racing programs, racing photos, and negatives, Greenfield Gallery wants those too. Contact Ralph Hibbert Jr. at Greenfield Gallery, who wants to buy your racing collection. Ralph also has an ever-changing eBay store full of racing collectibles. Search Greenfield Gallery. Email Ralph right now to get connected. His email address is ralph@greenfieldgallery.net.
Automatic Transmission Design is located in Germantown, Wisconsin. They've been hard at work the last 15 years in perfecting the best performance racing transmissions and converters. The folks at ATD have made it possible to offer the best quality and most affordably priced winning components for off-road, drag racing, truck pulling, and circle track applications. ATD may not be the biggest or most famous company in the marketplace, but they have the will and put in that extra effort to provide you with the best products available. ATD's certified technicians go through a comprehensive quality checklist on every transmission and converter they build. Then it's tested on their in-house dyno. Only then is the product ready for shipment to the customer. ATD takes these steps to provide you with the best quality products every time. They are 100% guaranteed. Their no returns policy makes sure it's right the first time. The next time you need a performance transmission or converter, give Charlie a call at 262-251-7777 or visit autotransdesign.com.
Jiffy Lube has locations across Wisconsin to serve you. Visit jiffylube.com to locate your store and to find the latest coupons and promotional offers. You're greeted by a friendly and knowledgeable staff. Grab a water or coffee and know you and your vehicle are in good hands. Windshield wipers, new tires, and alignments are a few of the many services offered. Jiffy Lube proudly features Pennzoil. There's a whole lot more than no appointment drive-up oil changes at Jiffy Lube. Welcome to personalized car care. Wisconsin race fans, find your store at jiffylube.com.
Organized like the pros with Hefner Racing Products. Take your trailer to the next level. Upgrade your garage, streamline your shop. Whether you're tearing up the track or tackling home projects, Hefner Racing Products has you covered with the best made and widest variety of organizational accessories made right here in Wisconsin. Shop online now at hrpracing.com.
Mower Series at Olson Outdoor Power is raising the bar on performance with smarter controls, longer run times, and more comfort. Add in layaway and financing from Olson's, and there's no lawn you can't conquer. Buy the best from the best. Gravely at Olson's Outdoor Power, Muskego.
The Racing Roundup Show is dedicated to showcasing grassroots racers and national stars of our sport. If you're a fan of NASCAR, four-wheel, two-wheel, road racing, drag racing, or the short track scene, you are in the right place. Welcome back to the Racing Roundup Show.
We're back on the Racing Roundup Show. It's Oak Creek Automotive Night in Oak Creek at the Cellar Pub Grill. It's a great place to hang out and to join your friends any night of the week. Great food, great fun. We're out on the patio, actually. They got a great grass area out here. We got a couple of cars out back. They've got a great bar inside. They're one of the highest selling by volume Jack Daniel's bars in the area, if not the country. I want to tell you this portion of our show is brought to you by Allied Resource Recovery. Turn recyclable metals into cash. ARR has locations in West Allis and Waukesha. Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. We have pictures to take. You know why we do that? So we let people know on our socials what we're all doing. So there you go. There's a picture of that. Let's welcome the next two guests on our program. They also are sponsored by Oak Creek Automotive. Courtney Atkinson and Ryan Farrell. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on. And your friend Rick Adams of Adams Towing is here.
He is here. You got celebrities in the house.
And you got a hat with his name on it. Yep. The race car's got a big decal on it. It's kind of cool. You got some people from all over pulling down here helping you.
Got the head associate here, Rice Rossier. Everybody knows that guy. So, yeah, big hitters here tonight.
And you had a really good night starting out Saturday night. Fast time at the Dells.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good even in the end. We just had to take a little detour.
Yeah, flat tire?
Flat tire, there's a little contact. That'll happen on the racetracks.
Yep.
And it was one of those deals where we hit tires, and it wasn't anything, egregiously bad. It just sometimes it sends you around. And I was backwards before I knew it, and in the back of the pack with an old practice tire on the right rear right at the start of the race, and still managed to get back up there. Ended up finishing 6th. So
Courtney, you've never had that happen, have you? Never had that happen, have you? Flat tire, come back, finish 6th kind of thing?
She probably never even had contact with anyone out there.
Oh, come on now. She races on.
Pretty clean, pretty fast.
She slings the clay.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a couple times where you get together and all of a sudden there's a flat tire, or in my instance this year, apparently I was a little too tight and decided to run the wall in 3 and 4 at Gravity Park. And
how'd that go?
Right front gone.
Oh, so you rode it till the right front wasn't working anymore. Was it still on the car?
Oh, yeah, it was still in the car.
Okay.
I kept going, probably did about 10 more laps, then all of a sudden I'm going through 3 and 4 again. I'm like, it's not turning.
So was the mud flying up from the rim digging into the racetrack? Was that your cue that you might have an issue?
Nope, just until it stopped turning.
All right, okay.
I've had that. I've had the right front tire disappear. Like the whole wheel and everything.
Come on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, on a street stock at Slinger. And I was winning the race. I swear to God, it was the last lap. Winning the race and went into turn 1, and it was gone, and I launched right into the pits. And I just got out of the car and walked to my pit area and said somebody else can handle this. I was pretty mad.
Wow.
So
you
thanks to the towing company that helped us that day.
Yeah.
It was not Adams.
You kind of said, hey, Mark Martin did it once at Bristol. Pulled in a lap early.
Oh, yeah. That was it was like that, but without a right front tire.
I'm good. They knew I won this race.
Yeah.
But you had no tire to drive with.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
I'd hung on to it, but the wall was coming quick, so I just aimed for the opening, and it was all good, except for the losing part.
Ryan, I see that your top secret crew chief, Justin Kane, beat you here.
He did. That's no surprise. He's usually on time. I am not.
So what has he been helping you with this year?
It'd be easier to say the parts of the car he's not helping us with. We got into a big accident at Jefferson 2 weeks ago, and I had a front half of a roof on the car and a bumper cover, and the rest of the body was gone.
Wow.
And that was on Tuesday night where we had finally disassembled everything. No right front suspension. The rear end was bent. There were bad shocks, bad hubs, bad wheels, bad attitudes. It was just everything. And that was Tuesday night. When from there on, we got it going and actually made it to the track and got fast time. So I was pretty impressed. He did a pretty heck of a job. I can see him back there hanging out, but heck of a crew chief there, Justin Kane.
And I can attest that Courtney's crew chief, her dad Al, has done miraculous things like that. Wadded up a car and came back and kicked their butt the next week.
I had my doubts. He kept on plugging away, so you got to have them guys on the team, whether it's your dad or your buddy, whatever. So,
what's it been like, Courtney, work with your dad again, and now you guys are racing more at 141, right?
141 and Gravity this year.
And Gravity, okay.
We started out the year racing both nights every week. We did bring back and just go one night a week, whether it's 141 or Gravity. We kind of just flip a coin and figure out what mood are we in? Do we want to race Friday? Do we want to go to Gravity? Do we want to go to 141? What do we want to do?
Options, yeah.
Hey, it's actually pretty fun racing like that, just having some fun, not
so
really
is
pushing.
it weather dependent, or you're going to go to one or both every week?
Basically one or both every week.
Okay, all right. What's it been like maintenance-wise? I know there's been some weather.
Yeah, there's been some weather. Maintenance-wise, everything's pretty easy. We try and keep up with it as best we can, minus when I decide to run the wall and it doesn't work.
It happens.
Then we're fixing it as much as we can and trying to keep the car back together for the next week, or hopefully we're not racing the very next day and trying to put it back together. That's always fun when we're sitting in a truck stop parking lot trying to work on a car. We've done that.
Glamorous. The glamorous life you lead.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. It keeps you on your toes, and at least we got a lot of really great friends that chip in when they can and really help just thrash on it if we need.
Who all helps you when it comes to sponsorship and on the crew when you need them?
Sponsorship, we've got Oak Creek Automotive, obviously. We got to love Bobby, who's been with me a very long time. And we've got Ray's Towing still, who's stuck with me. And we also have Bruce Dahlgren Construction that's stuck with me. Been with me, again, very long time. I got a great group of sponsors that keep up with me.
Good.
Help is always my dad and Sue, keeping them on their toes most days. And this year we've had a real just kind of turnaround of people who just keep in a rotation basically every week coming out to help us.
Good.
We've got Kelly and Ryan Fisher, been great help. Rob Mall and Kenzie Mall have come out and helped. Friend Jake. Just a great group of people, number of people that come out, give us a hand whenever we need it, and kind of makes things a little easier on me on track day when I'm trying to focus on the track as well as work on the car.
So Gravity Park's not close to home. How much of a drive is it, and when do you punch out of work on Fridays to go racing?
Well, that's actually a really awesome thing is I got a new job.
All right.
And I only work a half days on Fridays, so I'm done by 10, 11 o'clock in the morning, and we're heading off.
Good
but
to go.
yeah, Gravity Park's actually about the same distance for us as 141, about an hour and a half, 2 hours, depending on traffic.
All right.
So there's really no choice in how we make a decision, whether it's close, far.
That's very cool.
Or just flip a coin.
So, head to Gravity
I
Park
like
on a
that.
Friday or head to 141 on a Saturday. Watch the Black 46 go in circles.
Yep.
A lot of fun having you here. Thank you for being here again.
Thanks for having us.
Helping you. We talked about our friend Rick Adams and Adams Towing. He approached you a long time ago and said, I want to support you. That's kind of cool. He's still with you guys.
Well, it's that's a good lead-in. So I got Karen and Rick here, Adams Towing. Everybody knows they got the big logo on the car. They sponsor me now for a handful of years, and really, really great friends of mine now at this point, and people that I just enjoy being around. And we were just talking about a camping trip we're trying to do in August, and that's going to be a fun place to be. So the person that introduced me to Rick, though, Royce is here. R&R Associates, I asked him one day, what do you guys actually do at R&R Associates? And he just started laughing. He said, well, we mostly drink. So
they associate with each other.
It's just a group of race fans is what it is. So the head associate, Cole, graduated this weekend. So shout out to him. I don't know if he's listening or not, but now he has a reason to. So I got to say something about Thierry's Race Engines. The old LST is really running good. Got fast time at the Dells last week. And, it's been that's our fifth fast time at the Live for 5 series with that engine. Won a couple of the races, and everybody knows that thing pulls pretty good. So real happy with that. Got a shout-out to Jim Burke Excavating. Really stepped up this year a lot. I got Brent and Bridget Miller here, family members of the excavating group there. So thank you very much for everything you guys do.
They're hanging out with the associates.
They're hanging out with the associate. The associate group is getting bigger as I look over there.
Yeah.
So got to say, Messenger Racing, Oak Creek Automotive, you guys might have heard of that. At this point in the night, Bobby G helps us out a ton, helps cover fuel costs and everything else, and just pretty good hunter, pretty good fisher, pretty good cook, though. That's where the sponsorship really ramps up there. So Holmes Motorsports, GTM Services, Diamond Race Wheels, BT Sign Writer. That's a guy you know pretty well, Bob Trado.
Yep.
Left-hander Chansey's Performance Part Supply. And I got to say something about the nice hats we're repping here. High Performance Printing. Brian Anderson has done some great apparel for us this year, and the hats really turned out great. So I got one to give away later.
Great. Thank you. We're going to give away stuff after the show tonight, so you have to be here to win that at the Cellar in Oak Creek. Any other people you want to recognize?
I also got to say on-demand transportation. I got lost in my list there,
right.
So I want to make sure I got that one too. Obviously, we got birthday boy Justin Kane. I got to give a shout-out to Chris Patnode. Also birthday girl, so we're going to celebrate that later with cake and other beverages. So looking forward to that, and just want to thank everybody that helped us out last week. That team worked their butts off to get that car done, and couldn't thank them enough. And I don't think I've ever given a shout-out to Rick Patnode. I see he's in the background tonight. Rick came out and actually took a 5-star body panel that was broken in half, fixed it, it looked brand new. Saved me about $300. So, Rick, thank you very much.
Sounds good. Thanks for coming on the show, guys. How about a big hand for Ryan Farrell and Courtney Atkinson joining us tonight, two of the Oak Creek Automotive drivers. Thanks for coming, guys. We're going to do a switcheroos. You ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You can join the party. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Sounds good.
I want to tell you there's a big weekend coming up. It's called Road America IndyCar Weekend. The Expel Grand Prix is on Sunday afternoon, 2:38 green flag. But there's also a lot of racing going on the weekend, so we'll bring in our next guest. Come on up here, Ewan. I want to give you a preview. Thursday, practice is on track for the USF 2000. Some of the highlights you can find at roadamerica.com. Friday, there's the USF 2000 qualifying. IndyCar Series driver autograph sessions at 12:30 on Friday. IndyCar practice on Friday is at 3 o'clock. Vintage Indy will be on the track Friday and Saturday. Saturday, Uven and the Indy Next teams get on track at 8:50 a.m., qualifying at 1:20. Both USF 2000 races are on Saturday afternoon. Highlights for IndyCar Saturday, practice at 10, qualifying at 2:15. And the Saturday night, I'd like to remind you, take the shuttle to the Road America Challenge races at Plymouth Dirt Track on the Sheboygan County Fairgrounds, featuring the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Series. On Sunday, IndyCar race day shuttles will be offered from the fairgrounds. And Sunday, Vintage IndyCar, Vintage Indy Registry is on track for 30 minutes at 8 a.m. USF Pro 2000 is at 10 a.m. 11:15 IndyCar Series warm-up, and then Uven takes the stage at 12:15 for the Indy Next race. And at 2:30, we go racing with the Expel Grand Prix for the IndyCar Series presented by AMR at Road America. I keep saying Uven. Now I get to see Uven. Let's give a big hand for Indy Next Wisconsin driver, Uven Sundaramurthy. Uven, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
We're on the patio. I missed you last year, maybe the year before. I'm like, wait a minute, where's Euban? He's got to be part of this Oak Creek Automotive Show.
Yeah,
You've been busy, man.
I've been busy. Glad to be here again. Moved to Indianapolis, but I'm excited to be back here in Wisconsin for a couple weeks now with the event coming up.
So home is Oconomowoc area, right?
Yeah, Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Now live in Delafield, Wisconsin. So.
All right. You raced a lot around here. You raced karts. Then you got to race in the USF 2000, USF 2000 Pro. I say all these positions because it's all on that ladder going to IndyCar. Now, Indy Next. You guys signed up in October, saying we're going to Indy Next racing. You got one race in last year at the National Street Course. How did Able Racing and everybody else click with you right away then, knowing what's ahead for 2024 this year?
Yeah, I got a couple races actually last year.
Did you?
Nashville Street Course, Portland International Raceway, and then Laguna Seca. But
how was it? I mean, you ran the USF Pro 2000 last year, and then boom, you're going to Indy Next
racing.
racing.
Exactly. It was a big step. Obviously, the season didn't go great for us, and John Bruner, the team manager at Able Motorsports, basically saw it, and he's like, I know you can do better than this. I think you should come over with us and do some stuff over with us. So made the jump, and I think it was the best decision I could do. Had some really good results there at the end in Laguna. Probably should have had a top 5 or a podium, but got caught in a little accident there in the end. But no, it's been a great year so far. It's been a struggle, really unlucky so far this year in the races. But Detroit, we were the fastest car on track. So
we're like 2 days removed from you being at Detroit Grand Prix, racing on the streets of Detroit. That's part of the schedule. Tell us how that weekend went again.
Yeah. So streets of Detroit, literally 2 days ago. So it was a fun weekend. I really love that track. But fastest car on track, hit the wall in qualifying. So still qualified P9 out of 21 cars with my steering wheel pointed 45 degrees left on the straightaway. But no, and then raced forward. Had fastest lap of the race for like 3/4 of the race, and then took my front wing off, and a little bit of poor decision making. But no, I'm excited for Road America. We've now got the momentum going, and I'm excited for that. And then right after Road America, we got a test at Milwaukee Mile, so get to do some oval racing. Excited for that.
So I know June 11, 12 was a test for every IndyCar. I didn't know any next guys were invited to. It makes sense. You're racing there.
Yeah, we're right after them, so they get to go first, rubber up the track for us, and then we get to go running.
What a nice change of fortune. You're not at 8 in the morning going, okay, when's my race? Okay, IndyCar's on the track, 3 hours from now? Okay, great, awesome. But it's got to be a big thrill for you, knowing what's on the line this weekend at Road America.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm very excited to be back home race again. So it's been a struggle, like I said, this year, but I think the tides are turning. So I'm excited for the 22 Able Motorsports car.
Comfort or concern, because there may be a lot of pressure on you, saying, hey, I'm trying to get my first top 10 finish. I know I got the cars fast. That's my home track. Is that pressure? You thrive on that, or are you a little bit worrisome because there'll be a lot of eyeballs that you've grown up with watching you race this weekend?
No, I think it's helpful. I mean, a bunch of my friends are coming up, a bunch of my family are coming up, so it's going to be great. And, I mean, haven't really finished a race on the lead lap because of being taken out or mechanical issues or mistakes on my part in that sense. So, I mean, it's only up from here, right? So I think we can get a good result. The Able Motorsports car is super fast at Road America, so definitely a good result in the future.
Can follow you online at uvinracing.com. I mentioned this schedule. There's a lot of on-track activity. Road America is a big track. When it comes to preparation, what have you done to prepare, knowing that your car has to be ready, you have to be ready, and those opportunities that are not that long on a big racetrack to get it right?
Yeah, it's a short turnover, which is actually kind of helpful because I get to go car out of the car, back in the car, instead of the long week breaks that we've had in the past. So a little bit less time to prepare, but a little bit more time to kind of not have to relearn what I'm doing in the car. So 2 practice sessions and just kind of been studying my stuff, studying what I need to do, and hop back in the car, and hopefully we get a good result.
What has been one of the biggest acclimation things you've had to adjust to from USF Pro 2000 to now an Indy Next car?
I mean, it's huge. I think it's like double the horsepower.
Whoa.
It's a bunch of downforce, so it's been a big change, and it was a struggle for me early, but the crew, Spencer Piggott, my driver coach, has
heard of him, Spencer Piggott. Yeah, he's run the Indy 500. Yes.
Yep. Super helpful in that, and finally kind of clicked at Detroit. So I'm excited for that, and just got to put it all together. You know, it's a long lap. It's a 4-mile plus racetrack, so a couple mistakes are going to cost a lot of time there. So just got to keep it all tidy.
We had Will Power, fortunately, on the show when he came through Wisconsin talking about Road America and racing this weekend. He mentioned the speed difference from the new pavement to what was the old pavement, which wasn't that bad. 7-mile-per-hour difference in IndyCar speeds. What's it like in an Indy Next car, you think? Because now you're going from a different car altogether to a double horsepower at a track that you like. But, man, it's going to be mighty grippy come this weekend.
It's going to be huge. And I was just watching the videos, and I was like, you're braking here. Like it was really crazy to see how fast they're able to carry with how much downforce those cars make. And you say speed difference from Detroit too. Detroit's all slow corners. Now we got a bunch of super high speed corners, so it's going to be a big change, and it's definitely going to be a challenge. But I think we got it.
Get your tickets in advance, roadamerica.com, so you can just scan at the gate and come on in. Ewan's on track first thing on Saturday. There's an autograph session, I think, at some point on the weekend. You guys going to hang out and suit up and do autographs as well?
Yeah, right after on Saturday, I think, that afternoon.
Good. Yeah, qualifying at 1:20. Autograph session at 4, somewhere in there like that. Indy cars are on the track. When you're around the IndyCar group, and now you're Indy Next driver, you're not just hoping to be there. You're one step away from being there. What's that been like to surround yourself with people?
No, it's been great. And also Able Motorsports obviously having their IndyCar team last year and trying to – unfortunately, they couldn't get the Indy 500 program together this year. But, I mean, they're all super knowledgeable people, and it's great to kind of be involved in that whole thing and experience what it's going to be like in a couple of years' time, hopefully.
Couple years. I'm thinking like maybe 14, 16 months here, Ewan. Come on now.
That'd be great.
School's out of the way. You're hanging out in Indy now. That's really cool. I'm glad to see how things are advancing so well for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been going good. Just got to put everything together, and results will come, and then hopefully we can move up soon.
Appreciate you being here. Wisconsin's very own Yuvan Sundaramurthy. Look him up at yuvanracing.com. He's online. He's on socials. He's got a great website, and more importantly, he's got a great chance to win at a home race this weekend at Road America. Yuvan, thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And again, the tickets are available. I think you want to get them before you get to the gates at Road America, roadamerica.com. Faye wants to take another picture of Yuvan because we just can't get enough of these. The cool thing is, those go on our website. Those go on where we can share, racingroundupshow.com. On our social pages at Racing Roundup. So, Yuvan, thanks a bunch, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Dean Strom is getting adjusted.
Hello, Jim.
Wow.
Ooh, wow.
You know what? That's the official Penn Solder microphone now, Dean.
It is. I have to talk.
Yes,
I have
you
to talk
do.
deeper, don't I?
Yes, you do. Yuvan, you can either stay there or you can bail. Your choice, because it is a live show. If you want to hang out and learn more about the oval short track scene, you're welcome to stick around.
I will sit there and get some food while I do
All right.
Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Yuvan. Appreciate it very much. Dean, when it comes to racing in the area, there's a lot going on. Rain did affect the short track scene once again.
It did.
Even the World of Outlaws had one of the 2 nights in at Beaver Dam.
Friday was in, Saturday was a rain out.
Why don't you tell us more about our friends at Bonafide Security Solutions, Dean?
Jim, it's time for the Bonafide Security Solutions Short Track Report. Cameras, alarm systems for your home or business. Program card access, custom-made security doors, on-call locksmith work, and more. It's a lock. Support the racers at Team Bonafide by calling 262-790-9400 or go online, bonafidesafe.com. Bonafide protects what you value. Talked about it. World of Outlaw Sprint Cars made their first Wisconsin trip of the season. Got the program in on Friday night at Beaver Dam Raceway, but Saturday was washed out. Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup sponsored Outlaws full-timer Bill Baylog. Finished second in the dash on Friday. Started the feature on the front row in front of the partisan hometown crowd. The lead quickly went to pole sitter Carson Macedo. David Gravel rolled the bottom from 5th to grab second from Baylog early on. Eyes turned to the advance of Sheldon Hodenshield, already a 4-time Beaver Dam Outlaw race winner. Stormed from 7th to 3rd by the 8th lap. And then Hod ran the top to take the lead on lap 16. Never looked back in the 30-lapper. Baylog finished 8th. Scotty Field 10th. Hard charger of the night, Scotty Neitzel 13th. Danny Schlafer of Schlafer Auto Body in Lannon ran 20th. World of Outlaw Sprint Cars returned to the Badger State for 2 nights at the Kenosha County Fairgrounds Wilmot Raceway, July 12th and 13th.
Friday night, Saturday night.
That'll be a big one.
Big pancake breakfast from Anderson's Maple Syrup on Saturday morning. I'm picking out my apron. I'm going to go help slap some pancakes on plates. Yeah, why not? Yeah,
you're going to have the big rotating table?
I don't know. I got a chef's hat and stuff. I might be wearing that.
All right.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Speaking of Wilmot, CKContractorsLLC.com brings us to Wilmot Raceway and Wisconsin wingless sprints coverage. Hire the pros at CK Contractors for Lake Michigan shore restoration, lot grading, excavation and grading, retention pond building, and more. Last Saturday at Kenosha County Fair at Wilmot, they had monster trucks.
Yeah, they did.
Yep. This Saturday night, go back to racing. It's family night. Checkered flags handed out to the kids with Wisconsin wingless sprints, bandits. Winged 604 crate engine sprint cars. Gates open at 5, racing at 6:45. WilmotRaceway.com for more info. Wisconsin wingless ran 2 of their 3 scheduled nights this past weekend. Congrats to Saturday night's winner at Cedar Lake Speedway, Jimmy Sivia, and Tyler Cuxhouse for his big win Sunday night at Angel Park Speedway. Both were show guests on our road show in April at the Bars Let's Go Racing Car Show at the Waukegan Marina.
Yep.
You can watch that show on demand. You can watch all our shows on demand. Where do they go, Jim?
RacingRoundupShow.com.
That's where you go.
.com.
Also racing at Angel Park on Sunday night. Parker Jones beat Derek Dorr to the finish line in Badger Midget action. They also qualified 1-2, and Brandon Berth, Lance Fosbender, and Justin Erickson were the top podium finishers in the MSA 360 sprints. Top 3 dirt late model finishers Saturday night at Cedar Lake Speedway. Pat Dorr, he's a staple up there. And then Sam Mars, Jimmy's
heard the name.
boy.
Yeah, heard the name.
Yes.
Still number 28 on the door.
Dells Raceway Park, a Live for 5 racing program tonight, will be featured in Bill Holland's In the Groove segment. And our DRP coverage, sponsored by Diamond Wheels, your destination for stock car, road racing, autocross, beadlock wheels, off-road racing, dirt track racing, custom chrome finished wheels, and more. Learn more at diamondracingwheels.com. This Saturday night at Dells Raceway Park, will feature the Gandrud Performance Parts late models, bandos, legends, vintage cars, UMA Sportsman, and modifieds. Tyler Ramatka, still, I think, if we talk to him tonight, still in disbelief over his 50-lap late model feature victory Sunday night at the Slinger Super Speedway. Tonight's Slinger results brought to you by Ricardo's Pizza. Located in downtown Greendale since 1970, Ricardo's is owned by racer Richie Locke and his family. Ricardo's Pizza takes pride in their dough, made fresh daily, fresh produce, signature sauce, and the best Wisconsin cheeses. Order the best at ricardosgreendale.com. Jim, I love first-time winners.
I do, too.
First-time winners are just, in general, they are so cool. But I was really happy for Tyler Ramatka on Sunday night. His dad, of course, Tom Hollywood Ramatka, that whole gang has been at the Slinger Speedway for a long, long time. Tyler's, even though he's young, he's been at it for several years. So it's really, really cool to see him get that first victory. Ryan Gutnick, heard from him earlier, he got by Tyler, and I just thought, all right, the former champ is just going to check out, and 0-1's going to go to victory lane. Nope. Tyler came rallying back, got back by him, and really cruised to the win. Took a couple of shots. Driver X, John Reynolds Jr., on a restart, gave him a shot, didn't get by him. Tyler was just hooked up and was really, really impressive. It was fun to see. Congrats to your nephew, Travis Rodewald, picking up the heat race win over Lightning Lowell Bennett Thursday night at Wisconsin International Raceway.
That's saying something.
That is, isn't it? Yeah. Lightning Lowell and Travis, they finished 8th and 9th in the Super Late Model feature, which was won by Taylor Vandermoss. He held off repeated challenges from Grant Griesbach.
Was he a first-time winner, too?
He was a first-time winner.
Love him. Love him.
And Grant's also in the house, too.
Hey, good to see Grant. And the Lynch boys are here, too.
Yeah, they're sitting
the
over
60
there.
truck boys.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Ken's Sports proudly presents our coverage of WIR and the Fox River Racing Club. Ken Sports in Kaukauna and Green Bay is Wisconsin's largest power sports dealer. Home of the best names in fun, new and used, two-wheel, on-the-road, trail riding, or on the water. Visit kensports.com and kensportsgreenbay.com. Congrats to Casey Vanderloop on his 20-lap Wisconsin Sport Truck feature win. Late model feature win went to Justin Wohler, and Mike King Jr. sliced his way to the front, and the checkered flag in the WIR Superstock feature event. A couple weeks, that's less than 2 weeks now, we have got the ASA Stars National Tour contesting 2 races in Wisconsin over the course of 3 days.
Yep.
A Friday and a Sunday.
Madison is the Capital 200.
Capital
Sunday's
200.
The Father's Day 100.
Friday night, June 14th at Madison, accompanied by the Madison Weekly Late Models. Saturday afternoon, they go to Milwaukee Mile for practice in preparation for the big Father's Day 100 on June 16th. It's both races, as we said, ASA Stars National Tour events. At the mile, also going to be the Midwest Truck Series, Mid-American Stock Car Series, and the Upper Midwest Vintage. And last we heard, Ty Majeski, Derek Kraus, both entered for both events. Mm-hmm. You can visit starsnationaltour.com for tickets and info.
Sounds good, Dean.
That's all I have for you, James.
Is that it, really?
That's it.
Awesome.
Yep.
How about a big hand for Dean Strom, everybody, hanging out here today. You know, Bobby G's down there. I'm coming down. I'm hanging out with you guys.
Got to come down and visit with Bobby G.
Absolutely. It's great to have you here on Oak Creek Automotive Night. We're hanging out at the Cellar in Oak Creek. Bobby's good friends Bill and Shirley own this beautiful establishment. They got a great staff, great menu. Come on down and try their homemade pizza. It's amazing. Everything on the menu is really good, and we're looking forward to seeing you here on a Tuesday night. Maybe it's a Monday night. Maybe it's a Friday night. come on down. They got great food, great entertainment as well on the patio. Not just us on this Tuesday, but they have other great things lined up as we go thinking about cool things to do. The Cellar should be on your list of things to do if you're in the area at any point. It's great fun. And it's 812 West Oakwood Road is the address here in Oak Creek. And we'll be right back with more on this edition of the Racing Roundup Show.
Thanks for tuning in to the Racing Roundup Show. Check out our website, racingroundupshow.com, and like our show on Facebook. Join us on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We're coming right back after these messages from our awesome show sponsors.
Adams Towing offers expert heavy-duty towing services for the entire state of Wisconsin from their Plover headquarters. Since 1961, 3 generations of heavy-duty towing specialists and racing supporters have provided towing, flatbed, and reload service, plus winching and upright, long boom service, truck starting, and cleanup. Adams Towing proudly sponsors Ryan Farrell's Super Late Model team. Put Adams Towing and their experienced team and their fleet of heavy-duty tow trucks and rollbacks to work for you. Call Adams Towing today at 715-344-3836.
Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln is a great place to watch NASCAR races, Packer games, Brewer games, and to meet up with your friends. Joey and Jim Lynch pride themselves on their friendly hospitality and welcome Racing Roundup listeners to stop in to watch all the races on their 14 TVs and flat screens. Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 and Lincoln has been a longtime supporter of racers, including National Road Racing Motorcycle Champion Dan Belansky. Relax around the big neighborhood bar with 2 pool tables and dartboards surrounded by TVs. Whether you're meeting up before the game, want to watch the races with race fans, or just want to grab a cold one, head to Danny Lynch's at the corner of Highway 100 Lincoln and West Dallas.
427-1000 American Foundation.
When your foundation is in need of repair, you need 3 things: an honest opinion, quality work, and fair prices. Call American.
Trust and dedication. That's American Foundation.
Call American right now for huge savings.
427-1000 American Foundation.
Bobby Gutnick and the technicians at Oak Creek Automotive on South 27th Street in Drexel are experts in automotive repair. For 35 years and counting, the Napa Certified Car Care Center at Oak Creek Automotive handles emission testing, tires, and complete auto, truck, and SUV repair. From oil changes to transmission replacement. 414-761-3250 to schedule your free inspection appointment. For all your vehicle repair needs, head to South 27th in Drexel to the experts at Oak Creek Automotive.
Grassroots drag racing is open to everyone at Great Lakes Dragway in Union Grove. Make GLD your home track. Come and enjoy the show or challenge your friends to be part of the show. Bracket racing for all classes and juniors opens this weekend. Pro classes, street classes, and even bikes and sled classes. Check our website for the most updated calendar and upcoming big shows. GreatLakesDragaway.com.
Like our show on Facebook and share our content with other race fans. We hope to see you at one of our upcoming shows, too. Join racers, other race fans, and win prizes. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Welcome back to the program. Glad to have you with us here on this Tuesday evening. This portion of the show is brought to you by the Midwest Truck Series, which is supported by Epic Media and Ware's Machine. Next up for the truckers is the Milwaukee Mile on Father's Day, June 16th. For all the latest news and series info, visit MidwestTruckSeries.com. Here's another reminder to watch our TV show on your TV set, or set your DVRs, even better, and head out to the short tracks around the area, or the big tracks. Our air date is every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. on CW18 in Milwaukee. So looking forward to seeing what you think about our show. We're having a ball doing that, and thanks to Matt Rapita and Dave Schmalzer and everybody getting involved with that to make sure that show goes off just well. It's a lot of fun. It's a great time, and we're having another great time for this segment brought to you by our friends at Oak Creek Automotive. This is Oak Creek Automotive Night, and it's been a business around since 35 years ago for Bobby Gutnick on the corner of South 27th and Drexel in Oak Creek. It's a great, great place to be, and they sponsored a bunch of racers that we have on this show tonight and that are not on this show tonight. So when you get to the track and see Oak Creek Automotive on the bottom, knowing Bobby supporting racers at all levels and many different racetracks and disciplines. So it's great to see his involvement, including the next 3 drivers he's behind this year. Let's welcome in Logan Julian, aspiring Rookie of the Year candidate in the Bumper to Bumper Area Outlaw Sprint Series. Thanks for coming back on, Logan.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Next to him is Grant Griesbach, who's our Making the Cut driver of the week, because we're talking about the asphalt services at Making the Cut. MTCasphalt.com is where you want to find out how you can get your free estimate on your seal coating, your new pavement, or your grading job. They can do it all for you. crack filling, they got it. Patchwork, no problem. Making the cut asphalt services is where you want to get started. Go to mtcasphalt.com. Our Making the Cut driver of the week this week drives on the asphalt. Get it, the whole tie-in. Grant Griesbach, thanks for coming down.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. And Tyler Davis is hanging out with us too, man. Good to see you.
What's going on, Jim?
Good to see you here as well. Another dirt guy, doing a lot of different dirt things. We're going to go back to like the dating game. Bachelor number 1, Logan Julian. You got a chance to race some MSC 360s this past weekend. It had to be fun to do that, where you raced last year before you got the chance to run the big 410s. What was the difference like?
Yeah, I mean, definitely going back to the 360s, noticing that big power difference and the weight difference and just the few things that are different between those cars. We had a couple of troubles early in the night with distributors, but by the time the feature came around, we were hooked up, that's for sure. We went 15th to 5th in the feature. So
nice.
It was a pretty rough track, so I think some of the 410 experience at different tracks already this year helped us a lot in that. And just kind of picking my way through the field and just shooting gaps.
How's the 410 doing lately? We talked to you a couple weeks ago on the show, but this being Oak Creek Automotive Night, we wanted you back on. Give us an update.
Yeah, so just Rookie of the Year stuff, just trying to keep on top of that. We're second right now in Rookie of the Year to Tyler Rankin. I think the last race that we were at was at Wilmont. We qualified, I think, 6th in our group, 2nd in our heat race, and then finished 10th in the feature. So just keep getting better every week, it seems like. We obviously, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. We had some motor troubles, some user error, but just kind of overcoming all that, getting motors back, and just kind of building our program back together and getting better for next weekend.
Absolutely. 3 young, hungry racers sponsored by Oak Creek Automotive joining us here. Grant, you got the nod to be full-time driver of the number 60 truck this year. You also race Thursday nights at Wisconsin International Raceway. You got a busy schedule, man. How's it been going?
And Sundays at Slinger.
Sundays at Slinger, yes.
There's a few there. Haven't been there with rain on Memorial Day weekend, but it's been a really busy year. I've enjoyed it. Looking to get the truck going a little bit and also looking to finish a race at Slinger yet. It's been nothing but issues there, but we've had a really fast race car at both races there. Just can't find the luck. But Thursday night we ended up our best run of the year, a 2nd place run in the feature. Real close all race. Started 4th, jumped to 2nd by lap 2, and I followed the leader for 33 laps, trying to do all I could, but the 3-car.
Where was he better? I know I read the story. You looked inside a few times, like a lot of times.
He was better. He was better starting in front of me. I feel like I had a faster race car, but
okay.
He ran a very smart race and knew that I couldn't work the bottom along with many other people not being able to run the bottom. So he did a very good job not letting me get to the top side and just gave me the bottom. He ran a very clean race, gave me a line to race the whole time, and I didn't want to win one and knocking him up. And I also felt like I would have had a good chance at wrecking myself too if I tried getting to his door. But made it probably about 5 runs to his inside, just couldn't make it work, and also no one else could catch us. So the 3-car was on rails that night as well.
Grant Griesbach joining us. He's racing Super Lates. He's also racing the Midwest Truck Series full-time. I talked to Logan about differences in the 360 to 410. That's a big horsepower difference. What's it like for you jumping from car to car, track to track, track to truck?
It's very weird because this is my 10th year of Super Late model racing already, and I am still, I think, about 7 or 8 starts in the Midwest Truck Series. So that's almost became more of a learning curve than the Super Lates.
Okay.
Because I've never been in something with that little horsepower since I was 12, 13 years old. So it's been an adjustment going back to them. They're very more momentum-based, and it also makes it a lot more difficult when the Truck Series has very good competition week to week as well. I had 20 to 30 trucks come every week, and at least 15 of them have a chance to win or compete for a top 3 spot. So you got to be on your game at the Truck Series. It didn't take much. Last race I was in at State Park, we were 700th off fast time, and I didn't even make the invert. So it's a tight field, and
wow.
With those crate motors, it's a very good equalizer. So trying to figure out how to pass and come through the field is also a very challenging thing as well with those.
And now we're heading to the Milwaukee Mile for the next race in the Midwest Truck Series on Father's Day Sunday, June 16th. Last year you had a rotating list of drivers. Scott Asher was in the truck and had an incident that Nada was doing at the mile in the 60 truck for Scott Lynch and the gang. What are your thoughts about getting back to the mile and running a truck there?
I've only ran a Super there once, 3 years ago in 2021, I believe. It didn't go that bad, didn't go that good. But it's good to have laps around there. I'm sure the truck's going to be very different with less horsepower, especially on a track of that size. But I'm excited, and I think the 60 team is owed a good run, not only from the bad luck this year, but from the bad luck last year at Milwaukee Mile. And I'm also excited because that's going to be my first time running twice in one day. Is I got to get out of there and go to Slinger on Sunday night. So the truck race is first up, so I'm hoping that I can be out of there by 2:30 and have a full race evening at Slinger. So it's going to be a busy day. My dad's really excited because it's Father's Day. So
any T-shirts being made? The double? Grant Griesbach doing the double?
I hope rain doesn't interrupt mine. I don't
Referred
think
to Kyle Larson in the Indy Coke 600.
Yeah. I don't think mine's going to be as televised and noticed, but I'm really excited, and especially with two very different types of cars and very different types of tracks. It'll be a learning curve, definitely, to get into the truck and then get that out of your head to go back to a quarter-mile bull ring with a big super late motor. So.
Yep. Hey, we want you to be at the racetrack, no question, but Grant's going to be on TV twice on Sunday, June 16th. The TrackTV.com coverage is including the Midwest Truck Series at the mile. And then Sunday night, every weekly show is on Racing America. So how has that helped or hurt you, knowing that people all over the place are watching you, given the chance not seeing in person?
That honestly helps. It helps sponsors get exposure, helps more people see the racing, and it also helps people that can't make it to the racetrack still be able to watch and support short track racing.
Big time. Included in that is a chance to see our friend Tyler Davis on the end there, working as a mechanic on the McCarl family efforts. That's where I saw you go lately. What you been up to?
Actually, it's kind of breaking news now. I haven't talked about it a lot.
Here we go.
But I no longer work for the 88 team.
Okay.
I am going to be back in the car pretty soon.
All right.
I already made one appearance this year against the 410s. I had my ASCS 360 in, and I ended up about 15th place. So that was a pretty good run, not being in a car in over a year and a half pretty much.
You got like plasma injected into what you were doing, though. You said, I want to learn more about sprint car racing. The McCarl family has like 4 different generations racing with them.
Yeah.
A lot going on there.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's a great experience for a young guy, I think, in any aspect of racing. If you're young and you can do it, go work on the highest level that you can get to, because you learn so much more. And you just, not only that, but you learn what to do and what not to do, and more so what not to do. But it's a really good experience. I had a lot of fun. I'm just looking for more opportunities and to get back in the car. Being gone for that long, really itching to get in the car. Just had to make it work for me.
How different was it? Because your dad, Kurt, for so many years, wanted to get you in that car, and you got in the car, and you were as a teammate to your dad, and then you went, what, I got to do something here in Iowa. I got to make sure that I want to do this. I want to find out more about what's going on there. And now you're back racing here in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
What kind of challenges and transitions were those like, going at your age from racing just with dad and the family and everybody you knew to moving out to Iowa and going racing all over?
Going from racing to a completely different program that's run by completely different people.
Yeah.
You go there, you're by yourself. I mean, I lived in a place by myself while I was there, so that's different. It was a new experience for me. Definitely a fun experience. But I think that you just have to mentally be in a whole different mindset in order to go on the road and do that. And you really have to be focused on doing, like, that specific thing all the time and not worry about, like, anything else that's going on in, like, anything around here. Like, when I was gone, to be honest, Jim, I really didn't have the time to listen to the Racing Roundup show because I was at high limits on Tuesday nights and stuff like that. So it's like it's a busy lifestyle. Every single day you're involved in racing. It's not a 9 to 5. It's every single day of the week you're doing it. From Monday to Sunday, you're doing race car stuff. And then, like, coming back here, it's a little bit different now. I'm looking for some opportunities. I was thinking about maybe going and helping and working on some other cars, but I think I'm going to find a racing-related business to go and work for possibly here in the near future and just work on my program. I think it's time to work on me and start to build my entire deal. And, Bobby, he's always helped out since I started racing. And guys like that, they make this happen for me again.
What other supporters you hope to be back on a race car soon with?
I'm hoping Stone Mountain, Christine Hartman, West Don Automotive. There's a couple other guys, but right now I'm starting over, Jim.
I hear you. We wish you luck, man. We're going to follow you along. What social should we follow you on as you get rolling here?
Tyler Davis Racing, same as always.
All right.
I'm still on there. I'll be back on there pretty soon.
Well,
it's just rebuilding.
Glad to hear things are going in the direction that makes you smile and say, this is what I
Yeah.
want to do. Now I know what I want to do.
Yep.
I knew what I want to do then, but now I'm doing this. That's great. Good to see you here.
Yeah,
Greg
thank you.
Griesbach, you mentioned all the different cars and teams you get to work with. Dad's ever present. Talk about those folks helping you along the way with the Midwest Truck Series and your home team late model program.
Of course, we're going to start with the 60 truck of Oak Creek Automotive, Steel Tank Brewery, Break-In Equipment, Bonafide Security Solutions, Lawford Trucking, CJ's Painting, Tim's Auto Parts, All Pro Paving, Barricade Flasher Service, Jaws, Town and Country Beverage. Onto my list, I have Cobblestone Hotels, Soda Chop House, Gardan Manufacturing Services, IBW Local 494, Forte Bank, JT Schmidt Plumbing, Keeney Home Services, R&B Roofing, Excel Engineering, First Choice Boarding and Grooming, Core Distinction Group, Manley Construction, Hartford Landscape Supply, Keys Marina, PJ's Painting, AJ Small Engine Repair, Global Fab Incorporated, JT's on 96 Bar and Grill, Angler's Bar and Grill, Cruise Inn, Bridge Bar and Restaurant, Quality Car Care, Lake Country Home Repair, Victory Graphics, Miller Lite, of course, Reed Racing Enterprises, and AEC.
That's a lot of good people. And your dad's always around.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
My dad he shows up to the racetrack now that I'm older. He keeps telling me I'm on my own. So he comes to the racetrack. He still loves it as much as he'll tell everyone. Maybe he don't, but
maybe.
He's getting old. He just turned 50 on
Oh,
Thursday,
my.
so
All right.
now he's getting to be up there.
Happy birthday, Jeremy. That's kind of cool. Logan, your dad's around a lot. Your dad, Brian, is very much a part of what you've been doing since day one in racing. Who's involved with your program this year?
Yeah, so I mean, just the usual small group. My dad, my brother, a couple buddies as a big crew. But then, we got a lot of sponsors this year. King Racing Products, Simpson Racing Products, Hefner Racing Products, Julia Motorsports, North Star Powder Coating, Oak Creek Automotive, obviously Bobby, just Factory King Shocks, Baling Racing Equipment, R&H Racing Equipment, Jack's Helmets Designs, Victory Fuel, just a ton of people helping out on the car and just getting us to the track every single weekend.
That's really cool. And where are you racing next?
So this weekend's going to actually be pretty special. So it's the Road America Challenge at Plymouth.
Saturday night.
Yep. That's going to be a big night. Before the night starts, there's going to be a signing for a couple IndyCar guys.
Yeah, Graham Rahall's going to be there. A couple other IndyCar guys, yeah.
Yeah, Christian Lundgaard and Fittipaldi.
See, those are the other guys I forgot. Yeah, thank you for filling the blank in.
Yeah, I think that's going to be like 5 to 6 before the races start at Plymouth under the stands. But then the purses actually got raised. I think it's $5,000 for the IRA, and it's $1,000 for MSA. So we're going to try and run double duty. I know we have a lot of people coming, so we're going to get a lot of help, but that's going to be hectic as it always is. So I'm really excited for it. And then,
T-shirts? Any T-shirts with the double? And the same night? I'm just asking.
Yeah, so actually we're getting T-shirts this week. We're getting a new design.
Just going to say Logan Julian Racing, though, right? They're not going to say, and I did the double on Saturday night, June 8th.
Yeah, they're just going to be this year's new shirts, new designs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a doubleheader, too, this weekend. We're at, obviously, Plymouth Saturday night and then Angel Park Sunday, which I was just there last weekend, so I think it's going to be pretty cool to go back to some tracks that we just ran and just see how we can elaborate off of last weekend.
Cool. I think I'm going to come check out one of those races that you're going to be racing this weekend. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
How about I say it for Logan Julian joining us, Grant Griesbach, and Tyler Davis getting back behind the wheel, given the opportunity. Guys, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Three more Oak Creek Automotive sponsored drivers. We've got Bill Howland on the way. We'll get you up to speed on NASCAR and a Wisconsin debut for a Joe Gibbs Racing team that was really good till it wasn't so good. That and the NASCAR report next on the show.
Join the racing crowd every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Central all season long. Share what you love about short track racing on our Facebook page and on Twitter and Instagram at Racing Roundup. We'll be right back with more of the Racing Roundup Show.
Since 1997, Weir's Machine has been innovating the finest products in the racing industry. We also manufacture the Ultra Force load machines and develop the Ultra Force suspension software, which allow you to take your program to the next level. Proudly made in the USA, champions across the country choose Weir's Machine and Ultra Force to take them to victory lane. Shop now at weirsmachine.com and ultraforcetech.com.
Get your whole family involved in affordable, competitive kart racing at Millwright Raceway in Dousman, Wisconsin, home of the Badger Kart Club. Walk the pit area, talk to racers, and check out the action from the grandstands. There's a play area for the kids and great food at the concession stand. Spectator admission is free. Badger Kart Club Points Racers and National Touring Series race on the challenging paved road course most Sundays from April through September. Badger Kart Club is well established and well respected. There's 15 classes and over 100 drivers racing every week. From ages 5 to 75, kart racing offers competition for generations of racers of all ages. Bring the kids and check out kart racing for yourself at one of America's finest kart tracks. This is where Alan Kowicki, Danica Patrick, Sam Mayer, and Josh Pilicki got their start. Millwright Raceway is just south of I-94 in Dousman, 35 miles west of Milwaukee, and 45 miles east of Madison. For all the latest information, directions, and race schedule, visit BadgerKartClub.com.
ARR has been recycling for over 80 years and is here to help. Take them your recyclable metals and they'll pay you cash. ARR buys aluminum, brass, copper, lead, and steel. And attention contractors, ARR has a bonus program just for you that puts more cash in your pocket. And who doesn't like more cash? Find their full list of accepted materials at ARR1938.com. ARR with locations in West Allis and Waukesha. If you have questions, give them a call. 414-321-4134. ARR Recycling since 1938.
Eliminate the hassles of planning a trip to the races. Hook up with Boring Bob's escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob offers transportation, lodging, race tickets, nightlife, shuttle service, and more. Boring Bob knows all the back roads into and out of the racetrack to get you in and out fast. Pick one or pick them all. Go in style to Daytona, Bristol, Phoenix, Las Vegas, and more. He has decades of experience and industry contacts galore. You name the race, let Boring Bob do the rest. Call Boring Bob today to make plans now to go on one of Boring Bob's famous escorted NASCAR racing tours. Boring Bob's always at 414-321-1307. That's 414-321-1307.
Check out our website, RacingRoundupShow.com, to watch show archives, see photos from decades of our program, and links to support our awesome show advertisers. Now let's get back to more of the Racing Roundup Show.
I'd like to thank our friends here at Oak Creek Automotive for sponsoring Oak Creek Automotive Night here at the Cellar in Oak Creek. The Cellar Pub and Grill is at 812 West Oakwood Road. Great food, great time, really nice patio we're sitting on as well. I want to thank all the racers for coming out here this evening. You can see the racers every day in their day job. It's called Schlafer Auto Body and Sales in Landon. They do auto body repair. We work with all insurance companies. Can do light work or big-time work on your fleet of trucks or your daily driver. Since 1974, four generations of racers have been getting it done the right way. Search their special work on Schlafer Auto Body Sales on Facebook. They do a lot of great work with this family of racers. Stay in tune with what they're doing. Danny Schlafer is going to race this Saturday night. And race fans, it's time to remind you, the Plymouth Dirt Track and Road America team up for the 4th Annual Road America Challenge this Saturday night, June 8th, at Plymouth, including Danny Schlafer in the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprint Series. That's this Saturday night. Meet IndyCar drivers past and present. You just heard about it from Logan. Meet IndyCar drivers past and present before the races. Then turn your attention to the racetrack. 900 horsepower Thunder of the bumper-to-bumper IRA Outlaw Sprints go trackside. Race day ticket windows open this Saturday at 4:30 p.m. If you're already at Road America on Saturday, there's shuttles leaving from Road America to the Road America Challenge at Plymouth on Saturday night. So again, race day ticket windows open at 4:30. The pre-race autograph session with IndyCar stars is from 5 until 6. Then it's IRA Outlaws plus 360 sprints and Grand Nationals all at the Plymouth Dirt Track. The 4th Annual Road America Challenge is at the Plymouth Dirt Track this Saturday night of IndyCar weekend, June 8th. Come feel the thunder. It's time to talk about the world of NASCAR for a moment. It's the Interstate Batteries of the Southeast Wisconsin NASCAR Report. Interstate has a battery for every need you have, and they're also a proud sponsor of Joe Gibbs Racing, who featured Josh Pilicki for the first time behind the wheel of a Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota in the Xfinity Series race in Portland, Oregon. That road course was certainly where Josh shined brightly. Qualified in the top 6, ran top 5 all day, scored stage points in both stages, and then a little bit past end of stage 2, they had a restart. And Josh was running, I think, 6th. Out of nowhere, 20 car lengths back, Sage Karam decides not to use the brakes, but used Josh Pilicki's car to slow down into turn number 1, which is a really tight right-hander, then a left-hander. Got to make both corners. Mayhem every restart. He hits Josh so hard, Josh goes flying through the chicane, if you will. He's back to 20th now. Like, what's going on? And Josh ended up powering somehow, some way back up to 12th in his first race with Joe Gibbs Racing. They knew he was there. Got a lot of TV time, but man, what a great run by Menominee Falls' own Josh Pilicki on Saturday in the Xfinity Series race. Now, when it comes to NASCAR racing, the Xfinity Series, that's Sam Mayer's bread and butter. 3 races this year, 3 races in his career have been won on road courses. So I'm thinking, okay, Sam's in the mix. He's running third. There's 4 laps to go. He's running third behind his teammate Justin Allgaier, and wouldn't you know it, he banged the left rear just ever so slightly on the tire wall coming onto the straightaway, on the main straight, popped the left rear bead, finished 28th. Not a good deal. Shane Van Gisbergen hit everybody a few times on his way back through the field. It seemed like 4 or 5 times, and wouldn't you know, SVG went on to pass Justin Allgaier in that 4 laps to go overtime restart and win his first Xfinity Series race in his full-time effort there. So he's in the playoffs now, it appears. Allgaier ended up finishing second. Sam Mayer with his issues way back to 28th. Sammy Smith got to third. He was hounding Sam late in the going, so good to see Iowa's Sammy Smith doing well. Ed Jones, who has run some IndyCar stuff, finished 5th in one of the, I think it was one of the Sam Hunt racing cars behind A.J. Allmendinger, who started last. So that's kind of a good deal for those guys. The Portland Xfinity Series race was also joined by the ARCA Menard Series West. William Sawalch won that one, and finishing second in a Milwaukee Sprecher root beer car. Looked awesome. Brandon Jones, the NASCAR Xfinity Series driver, got to drive it. It was one of Bruce Cook's cars. It had the 42 on the door. Brandon finished half a second behind in second. And Doug Cullis, our friend from the show, his daughter won the New Berlin Soapbox Derby. We've had Doug on the show. Doug's a good friend of ours. He runs the Sprecher sales when it comes to everything but the beer side for Sprecher Brewing. His name was above the door on the right side. It was pretty cool. So check it out if you can. And the great run they had there with a Milwaukee sponsorship. We're on the second at Portland in the ARCA Menard Series race. When it came to the Cup Series, they were racing at Gateway down the road, a Worldwide Technology Raceway in East St. Louis, Illinois. And wouldn't you know it, a lap to go, Ryan Blaney thought he had the race figured out. He and his Penske teammates had a 3 pit stop strategy versus the 4 pit stop for everybody else in the 300-miler at Gateway. And Ryan Blaney's car coughed as he came under the white flag and scooted on past for the win was his teammate Austin Cindric. Cindric's first win since he won the Daytona 500 85 races ago. So nice job by Cindric to get the win. 24th was the finish result for Ryan Blaney, who thought he had the race won. Christopher Bell had a great race as well. Seabell was fast, got his way through the field a couple times. Pit strategies changed. Seabell's engine laid down just as he got to Ryan Blaney for the lead late in the going. And his teammate, Martin Truex, for Bell, was 3 laps down. I think he had to make a green flag stop for a tire. He's 3 laps off the pace. He pulls out the old Harry Gant trick, and he pushes Bell down the straightaway. If you didn't see it, it's amazing. He pushed Bell down the straightaway. He's in 34, 3 laps down, right? What's the big deal? Bell was in 3rd at the time. There's a lot of laps left, like 20-some laps to go. And wouldn't you know it, Bell ends up in 7th thanks to Martin Truex hitting him on the straightaways and then getting back together on the straightaway, hit him again to get that off-pace car on pace to finish top 10. So that was kind of a cool team effort there by both of those drivers. In the Xfinity Series, we talked about that. The Truck Series, man, it was Ty Majeski's race, wasn't it? He started on the front row, won both stages, had everything cooking, but admitted for the second time this year at least that he didn't have the speed on the restarts or late in the run that Corey Heim had. Heim ended up winning the race. Ty Majeski was running second after Heim passed him, but in the last 20 laps, Ty unfortunately slipped back to 4th in the rundown, so not a great day for Ty. Decent points day, but man, he's a little frustrated again. Not having the drive, not having what he called the adjustments as the track changed at St. Louis in the truck race, again won by Corey Heim on Saturday. That race was delayed, I think, 2.5 hours due to rain, so I'm glad they got that in. Eric Hienefeld was on the call on the PA, which was kind of cool to see and hear how he enjoyed his weekend calling a NASCAR race for a change. It was kind of cool. Hey, we got a chance to talk to Bill Holland a couple of times on the show. We also want to get you up to speed on what Bill Holland's been up to. Let's now go in the groove with Bill Holland. He went racing again this past weekend. It's a great report. Let's tune it in right now.
Hi, I'm Bill Holland in the groove at Madison International Speedway. Friday night racing is a tradition here at MIS, and it has been for a long time. Tonight we have double features. Will that double the excitement? We'll find out soon. 5-time track champion Zach Riddle, grandson of MIS Hall of Famer Johnny Ziegler, leads the late model standings again in 2024.
This is all I ever want to do, man. I'm a Friday night hero. That was the dream, and I'm living it now. So I got a great family, great support, and I'm just living the best right now.
No current drivers won more here than 11-time MIS champion Bobby Wilberg.
You know, I go to the racetrack wanting to win every night, and somewhere along the line you have to adjust and say, okay, I'm a 3rd place car or I'm a 5th place car, and you just have to be happy with that. You're not going to win all the time, so you have to finish and you have to be able to fight in the next feature.
Jesse Bernhagen's won a lot of races in a lot of places. hoping to add MIS to that list.
We've had a lot of success at the Dells. We've had, obviously, Slinger last year was great. We won a championship at Toma with their Triple Crown deal. We won a championship up at Kaukauna a few years back. This is one of the last asphalt tracks that we haven't won a feature on yet.
In qualifying, it's 5-time Big 8 champion and current national short track champ Jeremy Miller with fast time.
We'll get through the first one and make sure that it races well, because I'm not real sure how it's going to race. I think it'll be fine. And then make a change and go after the next one.
First late model feature has Jesse Bernhagen in the 28 and former Rockford Speedway champ Jake Guiley in the 50 leading the field to green for the first of 30 laps. Bernhagen leads. Landry Potter up to second, but he goes around in turn 2, bringing out the caution. Back to green flag racing, and Ryan Goldade in the 39 has gotten past the leaders. He's pulling away from the field. Goldade out of nearby Stoughton, leading Zach Riddle up to the second spot, looking for his third feature win of the season here. Jeremy Miller's made his way up to third. If Riddle in second or Miller in third have anything for the leader, there isn't a lot of time to make a move. Ryan Goldade isn't a full-time racer these days, but he's racy tonight, taking the checkers in our first late model feature, putting the 39 in victory lane.
My son is 6. It's his first night in the pits, so that's another reason why this win is awesome. And it just, priorities. I mean, my son and my wife and my family, my household is the number one priority.
Feature number 2 has Landry Potter in the 17 and Colton Morgan's 39 up front as the field takes the green flag. Will Reese in the 15 on the move. He'll take the lead from the veteran Potter. Reese setting the pace early on. Farther back, Ryan Goldade has a lot of work to do if he's going to double up tonight. The 39 with a lot of cars to get past to get to the front. The driver making his way to the front is Zach Riddle, the 5-time MIS champion looking to take the lead from Will Reese. Bobby Wilberg's right there in the red 28, moving up to second. You don't see Zach Riddle giving up the lead very often these days, and it's not happening tonight. The defending 5-time MIS champion first to the checkers in our second late model feature.
We can't relax. We've been on top of the mountain before, and you can stumble all the way to the bottom real fast if you don't stay on it. So we just we're to the point where we got a good speed in the car and just keep making small tunes, and a nice drivable car is what we're after, and they're right there, so we got to keep going better.
Saturday at Dells Raceway Park, it's race number 2 in the Alive for 5 Super Late Model Series. With a win in April's Icebreaker here, 15-year-old Ty Fredrickson leads the Alive for 5 standings.
You know what they say, the first one is always the hardest, and we got the first one here at Dells last month, and we got 2 more since then, and then today we're pretty good and looking for a 4th one.
3-time Midwest Tour champ Casey Johnson ran 3rd in the Icebreaker. The 4-time Tundra Series king won the Alive for 5 title in 2020.
We ran good in April, and then we struggled a little bit in practice today. I mean, we were near the top 5 or whatever, but the car just didn't have the right feel, so we did some wholesale changes for qualifying, and I think she's back to being where we want it.
Big Bend, Wisconsin's Ryan Farrell finished 2nd to Fredrickson in the Icebreaker and sets fast time in qualifying.
It has been really good here. Here especially, just abnormally good here compared to the other tracks that we go to.
With 28 cars entered, not everyone is going to make the show. 2019 Alive for 5 champ Dalton Zayer in the 119 races his way into the 99-lap main event by winning the qualifying heat.
There's no relax time here. It's time to go the whole time. So that makes for exciting racing for the fans, and the drivers, I think every race car driver is going to enjoy that as well.
The 602 Outlaw Late Models take to the DRP Oval before the Super Late Model main event. Dan Snyder and Ethan Rose on the front row as we go green. It's Snyder in the 7, Rose, Charlie Bates in the 34, and Brad Worthen in the 22 Outlaw, your top 4 early on. And caution is out. We've got 2 cars involved on the backstretch. And Charlie Bates, the 3rd place car with damage. He's done for the night. Back to green, and this one will come down to a battle between Snyder and Worthen. Dan Snyder down low. He's led from the drop of the green. Worthen, the Sparta, Wisconsin driver, on the high side. Brad Worthen's raced his way to the front and makes the pass to take the lead. He will pull away from the field. Coming to the checkers, it's Brad Worthen, your 602 Outlaw feature winner.
Having that last 12 laps on a green flag was really, really good because it could actually use all the potential that the car actually had. I haven't really been able to show up much this year. We've been caught up in a bunch of stuff.
Braden Berge in the 28 and Casey Johnson in the 5 car bring the field to green for the first of 99 laps. It's Berge out front. Tristan Swanson up to second in the 91. Johnson third and Gabe Summers up to fourth in the 15. And caution, trouble for fast qualifier Ryan Farrell in the 80 and Bobby Kendall in the black 11 car. Back to green flag racing. Gabe Summers up to the second spot. And the 2022 Alive for 5 champ will make the pass on Berge for the lead. Jesse Bernhagen in the 28 battling for a spot in the top 5, but he's in trouble in turn 2. Gabe Summers has led a lot of laps. Casey Johnson up to second, and the leaders are in traffic. The 5 gaining ground on the 15. Trouble in turn 4. Dalton Sayers gone around in the 119. We restart with 7 laps to go. Gabe Summers and Ty Fredrickson on the front row. This restart is huge, and Summers gets the better of things. Gabe Summers had a DNF in the icebreaker, but the 15 is rock solid tonight. Summers wins the Alive for 5 Trickle 99 at Dells Raceway Park.
There wasn't much fall off. No, the car was really good, solid, and it was a lot of fun to drive. So I had a blast, and Aubie did a good job here today getting the show through with the rain, and really happy to be in victory lane.
A blown engine took Gabe Summers out of the icebreaker back in April, but tonight he reminded us the 15 is a car to reckon with anytime super late models race here at Dells Raceway Park. I'm Bill Holland. Thanks for watching, and thanks to everyone who makes this program possible. We'll see you next time we go in the groove on the Racing Roundup Show.
Thank you, Bill Holland. Look forward to seeing you guys sometime soon at the short track. I want a big hand for Oak Creek Automotive and Bobby Goodnecht and our friends here at the Cellar in Oak Creek. Thank you so much for joining us and being part of it. Thank you, Bobby G, for all you do for short track racing and our show. We couldn't do this without you, literally. For 40 years and counting, Bobby's been a big supporter of our program. Happy birthday to Bobby and Sandy as well. I know it's only birthday week, maybe it's birthday month, but we try to do it around their birthdays, which is June 1st, so I hope you guys are having a great time. Back together again after Bobby spent a few fishing days in Alaska last week or so. Great to see you guys here. Look forward to seeing you next Tuesday. Make sure you tune in on our Saturday show at 11:30 on a.m. on CW18 in Milwaukee. I want to thank our great staff. Could not do the show without Greg Lapine, Matt Rapina, Dave Schmalzer, Mark Goodman, my son Sam Trado, and we want to thank Bruce Blodgett as well and Faye for all her help as well, and Jill Lapine. A lot of great people putting on this program. Thank you for being part of it. Until next Tuesday, we'll see you live here. We'll maybe see you at a short track. We'll see you Saturday morning on the TV show as well. Thanks, everybody. Have at it, racers.
We hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Remember to tell your friends and watch our 30-minute TV show on Milwaukee's CW18 this Saturday morning at 11:30. Like our show on Facebook, follow and interact with us on X and Instagram at Racing Roundup. Join the racing crowd at our live show and win prizes. For our latest show schedule and to watch all of our shows on demand, visit our website, RacingRoundupShow.com. We are delivering fresh content every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Central. Until next time, race fans, on behalf of our entire crew, this is Dean Strom reminding you to support your local racetracks, set your DVRs, have at it, racers.